Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the biggest show that doesn't have a halftime show tonight, but instead is a whole time show with arguably the best pre written intros in the scene. This is Heroes of Absalom. We are Three Kobolds Gaming, and tonight we're going to play some Pathfinder.
Woo!
Kick it over to my friend Jack for the color commentary.
Yeah, so you see how they're coming in from the right side with the strong intro. What you really want to do on the next time is coming from the left side with some really good rolls and some good role play. That's what's really going to get you the big W, and then some combat really spice it in. It's really going to be a recipe for success.
As an industry expert, Ben, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think as an industry expert, I would like to add that a hero point would have been really effective on that color commentary because it really was unprepared from the start and meandered and didn't really succeed at providing any solid insights in there. We have hero points in this game for a reason.
Which is what you expect. Which is what you expect from genuinely NFL color commentary. It's just meandering nothingness, accomplishing nothing.
Emily Grace, as a former and still pro player, do you have anything to add?
An aneurysm, perhaps?
Well done, Emily Grace. And
stroke.
For some closing remarks, our good friend Daniel.
Who?
Well, the team is playing very good today, but without their key player, they really got to take extra steps to find that key player. Bring it all together, But we'll see how they do, in today's round.
That was like the coach's interview at halftime with a losing coach. It's like, yeah, we just really suck really bad. What if we just stop sucking really, really bad and we will play a lot better?
Yeah. For those of you,
first half.
Those of you watching in the future, tonight is Super Bowl Sunday, but due to the minor overlap of Super Bowl fans and tabletop role-playing game fans, we're here. We're going to play some games.
Mostly due to neither Ben nor I's team being in the Super Bowl and no teams we truthfully care about.
Yeah.
So
so here we are for your entertainment, should football not be your jam. What Super Bowl is it, by the way?
56?
56.
56.
Or
LVI.
The 2022 one.
Yes.
I do like the Bengals because I'm a huge Saints fan, and both Joe Burrow, the starting quarterback, and Jamar Chase, their number one receiver, went to LSU, Louisiana State University.
Oh,
so.
Jack, you just hate the Rams. You don't have to hide it.
You know what? I like Matthew Stafford though. I like there's a lot of conflicting emotions.
Can we stop the football talk, please? Please.
Let's move on.
That was our intro bit, but I do have a little bit of a special announcement. A special announcement. It is fortuitous that we are in the mid-50s for the Super Bowl today, because tonight is actually our 52nd episode of Heroes of Absalom.
We did it.
Which is officially one
year.
full year of weekly content from our little show here. So thank you so much. I will continue to say it, but thank you so much to everyone who continues to watch us. And hopefully more people will join in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But if you haven't already, go ahead and check out our YouTube channel, because coming up in the next, hopefully week, we will have more episodes up there to watch. So you can follow us from the beginning or just backtrack to see any of the connections that my players missed as they come in to the story. Because surely that has never happened before.
Not once. Not once.
And also to those of you who stopped in on those between sessions, it's been longer than a year for our little stream here. So those of you who stopped in for the stuff that came in between that either I GM'd or Ben GM'd or Will GM'd for other players, just really thank you for stopping in for really any of the content we're making up here.
Yeah, so pretty soon, my goal, and I'm going to speak it into existence live on camera, is within the next 2 weeks, we will have 5 more episodes of our main Heroes of Absalom, so up through episode 10. And then we will have at least 2 or 3 of our one-shots that are just up there for fun. So we're working on that. Once we get through this, we had a bit of a hitch. Check out the YouTube, you'll see what's up. But we had a bit of a hitch with some of our technical stuff. We're sorting that out now. Once we get over this hump, we will definitely have weekly episode drops for our past episodes. so that people can follow us up to the present, and it should be a good time. But definitely check us out. Once again, YouTube, 3 Kobolds Gaming. Also, our Twitch here, if you haven't followed us. I do that. If you haven't followed us on Twitter or Instagram, especially Instagram, because that's where you get all of the super sick behind-the-scenes art from our very own artist, Emily Grace, right here.
I was trying to be better about posting more regularly, but
yeah,
it's also difficult because I don't want to give away.
You don't want to give it away, and I get that. We have a very special series coming up of artwork that I think will be very enjoyable for people to see. So definitely check out our Instagram, all of our social media that's in the stuff in our Twitch. But after some shameless self-promotion, we're in a bit of a pickle, ladies and gents. We are in a bit of a pickle with our Heroes of Absalom campaign. We left off on a pretty precarious point with, again, just in a tough situation. Bastro is kidnapped. No idea what's going on with that. You all descend into this.
That's actually the old news. That's
that is actually old news.
That's the old news.
But last week, the search for Bastro started in full. You all followed the trail of Bastro's last words to you, which was he was going to get some scrolls and some potions from your good friend Johnny Greenfoot. You know where the temple was, but when he didn't come back, you traced his steps to find, after some really, really solid gather information checks, that he was kidnapped in broad daylight by none other than our favorite Thieves Guild leader, Feati Alamur, or as apparently she was once known, Feliz. But you were unable to decipher exactly where Bastro was taken because of the nature of the kidnapping. There was no trail to follow once they had used, presumably, an invisibility spell to disappear from sight. Just due to being a crowded city square in the middle of a festival, it's really hard to find those tracks. But you were able to connect up with, after doing some more research, in the documents in the journal that were left behind by the Copper Hand, you were able to get a connection with the Grey Cloaks, the guards of the Ascendant Court. You go to their headquarters, and after a quick meeting with a scribe who just originally thought you were making a missing persons report, decided to send it up the ladder straight to none other than Captain Runewolf of the Grey Cloaks, who is apparently having a hard time. Having a hard time because, as you all already knew, there was a rather active murder cult that was living in the catacombs beneath his district. Obviously a big problem.
NBD.
A bigger problem after a rather decent cohort of his guards went into the catacombs to apprehend the Skinner, as they are known, and didn't come out. So left without his best investigator and a number of his best guards, he is at a loss. So, seeing an opportunity, he throws some gold your way and hopes you can figure it out for yourselves. The problem being that you are now caught in the catacombs by some rather deadly statues of Knights of Eredin, who are currently beating you up. And that's just where we're going to start. Because we ended last session smack dab in the middle of a rather dangerous combat. So if I could direct your attention to the maps, and if I could get some sweet combat music rolling, we're going to jump straight back into initiative once again. So, the last kind of last thing that happened, and what I'll do here is I'll actually push Kashak's token to the top so that we know that he is actually riding Sheethra at the moment.
Riding atop my steed.
Yes. There we go. Smush that down a little bit.
Very good.
We see that the two statues, these giant animated statues, have cornered a now large Oski, magically enlarged, and the nimble Twinkle Toes, while Kashak backed off to get some distance to make use of his bow. We're going to start with Kashak. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I think the Kashak has evaluated that the statues seem adequately preoccupied with large Oski, so he's gonna have Sheethra stride up a little bit, not to get in range of the reach of the statues, but just in case, to be closer with the people. And that other creature that he saw earlier is definitely still on his mind. With that, he's going to take a. I think we're gonna take a double shot strike at each one.
Ooh.
With his remaining 2 actions. Actually, he has 3 actions, so that's gonna be his first action.
Yeah, this is the free action that Sheethra gets that you're using.
That Sheethra is like 1 action.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without being commanded.
Correct. He's going to take a double shot against the 2 creatures. So on the hunted target.
Yeah, this one down here with the hunted mark.
Yeah.
Thank you,
that
Emily Grace,
is-
for reminding me to do that last session.
That is a 33 to hit on a natural 19.
That is a hit.
Wow.
That is a hit, my friend.
Oh,
And I forget if we figured this out, but should I even be rolling precision damage?
Roll everything and just tell
Yep.
me, because
What?
you have not determined whether
We
or
have
not
not
they
figured
are.
that out.
Yeah.
It is 10 points of regular piercing damage for. 10 points of regular piercing damage and then 4 points of precision piercing damage.
Okay. So you did get a check, I believe, on them, but it wasn't high enough to get all of the information. You do know that, especially since some of you have already fought animated statues in the Dreaming Palace, that they have a certain amount of hardness just due to their physical form. Once you do enough damage or get a critical hit against them, that hardness goes away and it'll actually drop their AC. But you haven't done that yet because their AC is pretty high. It's very hard to get a critical hit against them without a natural 20.
So that's the mechanics, yeah.
So that was a regular hit. But again, you're still seeing what you feel are just, against any mortal creature, just absolute banger shots. Dead on. Like, this is landing in between the forehead of the statue, but it's a statue, so it only does so much. You watch as the arrows just plink away with just nothing but a scratch. So some damage does get through, but not all of it.
Yeah, the second shot that he takes against the other creature is a natural 2, so that's for sure gonna miss.
Yes, unfortunately.
I think he's gonna dismount. I think he's gonna get off
Okay.
Sheethra at this point. I think he feels that he might be hindering her a little bit. And we'll wait till the next turn to figure out what the next step is.
Third action, dismount. Twinkle Toes, you see another arrow just slam into this creature in front of you, doing not too much. What would you like to do?
Would like to. I didn't make a note once again of whether I had panache.
You
or
do
not.
have panache right now.
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. You're the best.
Good job.
I don't believe you've actually done a confident finisher against them.
I don't think so. Not.
Yeah. So you've had panache this
Yeah.
whole time.
Let's do it. I'm gonna do
Okay.
a confident finisher.
Yeah.
All right. Natural 20.
This is my favorite face of a Will GM right here.
Sometimes
here.
it do be like that. Sometimes it do be like that.
I looked at that dice and I was like, do I want to? Yeah, I do.
You sure you don't want to hero point that?
What's that damage dice? What are you rolling?
That's gonna be 10d6.
It's 10d6. Yeah, it's hot. That's hot.
And these sticks.
I'm gonna so 4d6 of piercing and then 6d6 of precision. So
Yeah. We do a lot of precision damage as a party.
we're
Something
a
to keep
precise
in mind.
group.
Something
Yeah.
to keep in mind.
We're a little bit
He
unilateral.
does no precision damage.
It was worse when we had the doctor. Every single point of damage we were throwing out was
Yeah.
precision.
2, 3, 4. Oh no, still down 2. Okay.
Sorry, which doctor?
Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't Bastro a doctor at one point? But who's Bastro?
I just remember Ben
Who's
being
Bastro?
real spicy
Alright,
last week.
this is my 10d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that
Remember
all?
that. I'm not gonna forget
Is that all?
that.
Daniel won't forget that.
Okay, that's it. Okay, there we go.
Ooh, listen to that clink.
Clackety clackety clack.
One of them is cocked.
Like
Okay.
story.
It was on the ridge, so it was okay. 1. Oh my god, there's so many fucking 5s. I just said that. Close to.
We're
4,
all in
How dare you
awe
say fives.
of your skill.
8, 12, 18. The rest are 5s. 18 plus 25.
18 plus 25 is
43.
Yes.
43.
Okay.
Plus my strength.
Strength times 2, even.
Strength times
Mhm.
2, so 45.
Plus, I'm assuming your strength is up to plus 2 now, so.
No,
Plus 4.
no, it's just plus 1.
Oh, you
So
didn't.
40,
Okay. So, 45.
45 points damage.
45 points of damage.
Okay.
That ties your previous damage record.
Wow.
A damage record tie.
And it is always going to be the confident finisher critical hit that sets
Oh, yeah.
or ties the new damage record.
10d6? Absolutely.
How can it be anything else?
Because
28
of this,
of that was precision.
28 of that was precision. Good
Yeah.
to know. Because of the situation, and because of the most nimble and deft of Strike, and the dire straits that you're in, I will give you a hero point.
Yo,
Hey!
let's go.
Because Oski, you are standing there, shield raised beside Twinkletoes, and you see her just leap up, doing almost a backflip off of the outstretched leg of this creature as it's lunging towards you.
Yes.
She stabs. What is the name of your rapier?
Reaper's
Lancet.
Lancet.
She stabs the Reaper's Lancet straight in between the eyebrows of the forehead of this creature, which is, again, 15 feet off the ground from you. She just jumps up there, stabs it straight in between the eyes, right into the hole that Kashak had just made. And you watch as this, spider web of shattering stone just emanates down the face, down the whole stone creature, and just like a layer of its outer stone work just begins to crumble off, the definition and the detail of the statue falling to the ground at Twinkletoes' feet. You do a absolutely massive amount of damage to this thing, and you can tell that the inner stone under like this outer hard layer of worked stone, the inner stone is much softer, not meant to hold the shape, but more just meant to fill space, and now it is exposed.
Oh, and there's just like stone falling off in sheets, like snow
Yeah.
on a roof, just like collapsing
Exactly.
into the ground.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And all from this, like this pressure point strike.
This
I love it.
needle thin sword.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You've still got 2 actions. What would you like
You
to do?
still have 2 actions. I'm gonna now. I'm gonna try to tumble through to the other side and get
Okay.
them to fall. Yeah. Okay.
Please go ahead and roll
the
me.
I
first-
will remind you, because we did have this conversation last time, that I will not be able to protect you if you're over there.
Correct. I'm trying to lure
Okay.
them away.
Please go ahead and
all
roll
of
an
it.
acrobatics.
Also flanking.
Acrobatics. I'm gonna spend one of my hero points on that natty 3.
Might as well, right?
Might as well.
Yeah,
Might as
you
well.
know.
Why not?
Also right back in
Right.
the pot.
Rolling in hero points. Might as well spend them.
3 to a 14, so that's a 29.
We take those. It is not a critical success, but it is a success.
Flanking
All
foot,
right,
and
I
make
get
it
what
that
is
panache
this?
back.
You do spend 5, 10, 15.
All
so
of
you do
my
spend
movement
all of
on
your
that
movement to
turn.
get to the other side.
Yeah.
But
I
you
count
now
that.
have panache, and you can now
And now I have 45 feet of movement. I'm gonna go.
valiantly retreats In the
5,
opposite
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. The-
Go ahead and give me a free performance check.
Cool.
Performance.
Yeah.
She
what?
just absolutely stunted on this creature.
Yeah, fair enough.
Stunted on.
Natural 15 and performance. I'm an acrobatic performer. Can I use my acrobatic score?
Whatever you would use for your regular performance check.
I normally use acrobatics.
So acrobatics,
So 30.
which makes sense. Okay, duly noted. That was your third action, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oski, you watch the wild woman that is Twinkle Toes just like climb up to the face of this creature. You are just shattered by like falling plaster, or smattered by shattered falling plaster, I should say. As the outer
Wait,
husk
one
of
more
this-
time. Say it again. Do you remember?
smattered by the shattered falling plaster. That should be a tongue twister for acting
Yeah.
warm-ups.
Red leather,
Um,
yellow leather.
It's on our
Exactly.
t-shirts.
Send it to Mr. Jerome.
As it just
Oh God.
sloughs off of the outer layer of this creature, none of the detail is left there. It is just this like ambiguous, vaguely humanoid shape that is wielding a stone longsword now. The cape is still there and still obviously very sharp, but the symbol of Aridin has fallen off. The like hood is just like half on, so like half of the hood is just sitting on top of its head while the other half is on the ground at your feet. And then she dips through the legs, runs off into the middle of the room. What would you like to do?
Oski has his shield up. He is sick of these things. He's gonna stand and bang. First thing he's gonna do
Like to hear it.
is
Bang, bang, bang.
do
Southern creature?
something.
This one?
You do what?
Which one are you going on? This one?
Oh, the one that's got its hardness broken for sure.
I just wanted to check.
He's going to first action cast guidance on himself.
Okay.
Second action, he's going to strike out at it.
Are you
let's
going to
go.
use the
Come on.
guidance?
Yeah, using the guidance.
I
Yep.
wanted to check.
Oh, I'm hero pointing. Hero pointing.
Oh,
Get 'em all
the
the-
man with only one hero point.
Get them while the getting's good.
Okay, all right. It's not a significant increase, but it's a natural 9, 26.
That is a hit.
That's a
Yes!
That's
That
a
is
hit.
a hit.
All right. Large Oski gets a little damage increase.
Yeah. What does enlarged person do, by the way? I don't think we went over
you
it.
become clumsy 1, so he's a little less tanky, but because he's already so tanky, that's not a big detraction.
Mhm.
He has extended reach,
Out to
and
10
then
feet?
also he gets a +2 to damage.
Very nice.
Yeah,
It
it becomes a
truthfully,
large creature.
It's essentially rage with reach. That's
Yes.
essentially what it is.
Yes.
Oh, cool. It's a fun little fact.
That's 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
15 points of bludgeoning damage. And unlike any of your previous strikes against this creature, you notice that your strikes are doing precisely the amount of damage you would expect them to. And
Good
this
to
thing
know.
is beat up. Got one more
Third
action?
he raises his shield.
That seems reasonable. However, the statues will take their turns. Let's see what
Bring
they
it.
can do.
Bring it, Will.
I plan to. However, this creature is going to go 5,
Oh,
10,
it's gonna get walloped.
15, 20, 25, 30. Second action will move the rest of the way. That actually doesn't need to move all the way up to there. Wait. Let me redo that. They have reach. I was not counting for that. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, she is 5 feet out of their reach. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. So we'll take its second action to 5-foot step in and swing.
That's amazing.
Perfect positioning by Twinkle Toes. There it is. That is going to be a.
I
Yes?
just forgot. Kashak, take 2 HP.
Thank you.
Good call. It's from the spell
Spirit Link.
Spirit Link.
Spirit Link.
It is a 31 to hit Twinkletoes.
Eh?
It is softer of body, but still strong of sword. It's going to be for 16 points of slashing damage, but that's the end of its turn. Oski,
What's the other one gonna do?
you're a little clumsy, aren't you? You're a little clumsy, aren't you?
That is a condition I currently have on.
Well,
You're a little clumsy boy, aren't you?
not that it wouldn't have done this anyway, but I think it's a little slightly worse because you are in fact clumsy. Go ahead and roll me a reflex
Okay.
save.
I ain't scared. I ain't
It
scared.
spins like a Beyblade as its cloak rotates and flashes out.
I cannot roll well tonight. It's a natural 1. This is absurd.
That's a critical failure. Oh my god, your head comes off.
Prone
So
condition on me.
The first thing that happens is you go prone.
Yeah.
The next thing that happens,
Cannot roll well.
that is, you take 29 points of slashing damage.
Question, Will, and this is an honest question. Does this, whatever ability you're doing, does it have the attack trait?
No,
Okay. Alright, that's fair. 29. That's actually 27, you jerk.
the creature is literally just like spinning in place like a
Yeah.
top. It's not making an attack. It's whether or not you're getting out of the way of its robe
Right,
as
right.
it flashes out. Then it's going to take 2 strikes out at you with its longsword
Why
against
not?
your very large, very prone body.
Yeah, neither one's gonna apply to the multiple attack penalty.
These attacks do, just the second one.
Right, right.
That is a 25, 32 on the first one.
That hits. I'm
For-
going to trigger my shield block reaction on this.
Okay, so that is 17 points of damage reduced to 5, I believe.
Reduced to,
Yeah.
so the shield will take an additional 5. I will take only 3 points of damage.
Good memory of the shield hardness there.
It's come up a lot recently.
It's my whole character build, so.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then the second attack is a. Oh, if you're prone, that might do it. Second attack is a 23.
Oh, no, not even close.
Okay. I don't know what prone
Get
does
outta
in this
here.
edition. I should know
Not
what prone
even
does
close.
in this edition.
You're thinking about Kashak and Twinkletoes AC, not this absolute
Yes.
hunk of meat and metal that is the large Oski.
Yeah, I guess if you're covered in plate armor, being on the ground doesn't do too much.
Doesn't matter much.
Yeah, you just take the -2. Yeah, that's it's not as bad as I thought
It's
it
only
was.
-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close. So this
It,
thing
it
like
essentially just negated my shield. That's all it did.
yeah, the thing just like swings down, and after taking the full brunt, you feel a little crack in the shield, but you angle it just the right way the second time, and it just slides straight off. It's the end of the statue's turns. Kashak, your buddy's prone, but one of them's hurt.
Kashak is going to take this opportunity to hurdle Oski for the first time. 5, 10, 15, 25 to get over top of him, around him, and kind of around the corner there. Still getting a shot at a clear shot at his hunted target.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to fire an arrow at that thing. Natural 15 for a 31. Here comes the spicy roll.
That is a hit, yes.
So that is 11 points of regular piercing and 4 points of precision. 15 total. On the southern target there.
You land that arrow straight where a creature's heart would be. and whatever remaining
Yes!
strength of magic held the last bit of marble together finally fails. The creature
Redemption.
Yes!
crumbles
Absolute redemption.
to marble dust.
Oh,
next to
that feels so.
Twinkle Toes.
Y'all, we don't even
So,
need
so
Mastro.
good.
Let's just continue the adventure.
Let's just move on.
I will remind you, this one has been entirely untouched.
He will
We need to
command.
go.
He will command Shithra to. He will spend his third action to command her to stride up and attack the statue. I don't know if Shithra has reach.
The universal monster rules would say
If
that
she's
she
large,
has
I-
10 feet of reach. We'll
If she
figure it out
she's
later.
got a long neck, you know, lore-wise, like the dragons have 10 feet of
Yeah.
reach when they're large, you know, all that kind of
A
stuff.
large creature should have 10 feet of reach.
Then
I'll
I
double
will
check it, but
obviously-
for right now, we'll give it to you.
I will obviously expose that, utilize that, and she will make her strike from 10 feet of reach. And that is going to be, it's a 19 to hit. That's not going to hit.
No, it's not. Again, this thing
That-
is unhindered at this point.
Yeah, she just kind of like gnaws on its leg for half a second and is like, that's not going to work. It's not going to do it. But that is our turn for now.
Okay. Twinkle Toes. The creature that you so deftly disabled is dead. What would you like to do?
I would like to. They're mindless, so I can't like try to get its attention.
They are mindless, but you could still get panache by beating any of your fellows' will DCs.
I still have panache.
Yeah, she has panache.
I'm more.
Oh, right, you confident finisher,
I'm-
and then you tumble through.
He wants to
Yeah.
just convince them to come into the main land.
Yeah, I'm
But-
just trying to lure them.
Yeah, that one's a harder. that one's a harder
without-
ask.
Yeah.
You got the one
um,
by absolutely destroying its face, but this one's
Yeah.
a little different.
I'm gonna move towards it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I hit it from there?
You can.
Am I flanking?
You're flanking.
You are,
Oh yeah.
because
Nice.
apparently Oski
Thanks
doesn't
a
have
large
to be
Oski.
able to.
I'm gonna. I will. Confident finisher.
That's what we like to hear.
This guy,
Oh, we like
I
to hear that.
suppose. All right,
And you still have 1 hero point for reassurance.
that's true. This one is not as good, but it's a 26.
That is a hit.
All right,
Yes!
That is just a hit.
just a hit. Okay.
What did she roll?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. The one time I don't hear it.
I
I
rolled
give you a hint,
26.
you miss it. That's not
It
my
does.
fault.
26.
Doesn't change
I
my
rolled a
dice rolls.
26.
Alright, cool.
You didn't hear anything, Jack.
So what was it again? One more time.
5d6 on this. Okay.
What do we got?
6 points plus my strength, 7 points of piercing damage, and then 11 points of precision damage.
Okay. Yeah, this one is again, has been untouched up to this point, so it's still got this outer shell of just hard stone that you cannot get all the way through. You get some damage in, but it doesn't all go through.
I'm then going to back up to here
Okay.
with my last action.
All right. Twinkle Toes does a little stride, stab, stride. Oski, what would you like to do?
Oski's gonna have a very spicy turn of stand, attack, raise shield. In that order.
I like a lot.
We're really going back to our fundamentals here. We got a stride, stab,
Yep.
stride. We
Yep.
got a
Yep.
we got
a
a stand, slap.
strab, a stand, strike, shield.
All right, 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, for 18 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man.
Again, still this hard outer layer. You feel like just like a baseball bat hitting the ball just a little wrong. This reverberation up and down your arm, but some cracks are left by the what is it? Your shield boss that you're slamming with.
My shield boss. Bam!
Definitely
and that's my turn.
leaving
Third
some-
action.
some
Raise
damage.
the shield, Kashak. Take 2 more HP.
Thank you.
Yes,
The lion shield boss from Age of Ashes.
It is not, but you could always try to find one.
I said, do you remember my lion boss?
Oh, yes.
From Age of Ashes.
I do. That thing was nuts.
My lion shield
was
boss
cool.
is so
That
good.
item could attack by itself and
Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
became an animated
Oh,
lion head.
shoot on the enemy by itself. It was such a cool
Oh,
item.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a cool item.
Spoilers for Age of Ashes. If anyone's playing it, it's not in book 2. I don't
That's
know
a
if
cool item.
I don't know if it's an AP item, but
Yeah.
It's
I've
really
got
cool.
the book sitting over here. I was tempted to go find it, but that would take too long. Yeah, so little cracks begin to form in the outer shell, but it is still standing strong. And with shield raised, it is going to first action. It'll step right here, and I need Oski and Sheethra to roll me reflex saves as it once again spins like a top. Cape whipping out this sharp stone edge.
All right, I finally rolled a decent frickin' reflex save. 22.
21.
22, 21. Both are regular fails.
Okay.
So you'll
You guys,
take
we need to. Oh, sorry.
you will take full damage, but you are not prone, so you got that going for you.
Huge.
You will both take 17 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
It was a high
15
roll.
for
I'll give you
Oski.
that. It was
Ow.
a high roll. And then it is going to swing out with its long sword, with its final action, against Oski. Sometimes it be like that. Natural 20.
Yeah.
Yo, shoot. That's very bad. I'm going to trigger
Sometimes-
my shield block reaction on this.
Sometimes it just be like that.
How's your shield doing?
It was at full HP before this fight, so
I have no reference for this. I have no idea. But
I would be shocked if it got broken off of this. I would be
Okay.
shocked.
okay.
Because if it gets broken, that's worse for me than my shield.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's a high damage number it's rolling.
It's going to be 29 points of slashing damage.
Oh, yeah.
So it is
fine.
reduced
Okay.
to 17.
Yeah, 17,
Each of you.
which is actually only 15 for me.
That's a lot. That's a crit, so that's manageable, I think.
How is your shield looking?
It's taken 32 damage. Its break threshold is 48. So another hit like that would not be good.
It's that.
Does this shield have more HP than your party members?
This shield has 96 HP. It's
More
a 30 shield.
HP than my.
It is
That's
I
more
think
HP than Sheethra.
It's a level 4 or 5 item. It's a good item.
Sturdy shield is a massive upgrade. It is a huge upgrade from like regular shields.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look what a level it is. I think it's
Yeah.
a level 4 or 5 item.
Don't mind me just looking. It's
level 4.
It's a.
Oh, and also, Will, just while you're reading it, the base item has lower HP and break threshold, but because my divine ally is my shield, it gets increased by 50%.
That's what it
Everything
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I was like-
you have some god's magic working on you.
I was
Yep.
I was like, there's no way you have a 16 item level shield.
No.
But
Not
with the shield ally, that makes much more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my champions, like my divine ally is the shield route. That's the route I'm going with champion. So
I love it. I was just very confused because it's the first time I'm hearing about it. Uh,
I love it. You're beautiful. I hate it. Stop doing it.
just keep in mind, everybody, that Oski's shield is actually hardier than any of you.
Yeah, I don't want to fight Oski's shield.
That is the end of its turn, though.
At least it doesn't turn into a lion, am I right?
Am I right?
How's Sheethra looking, by the way?
Has been better. Is straight
been better.
chilling right now.
Okay. Well, Kashak, it is your turn to give commands and/or run away gallantly as you
Yeah.
see fit.
let's start off hunting that target. Let's hunt that prey now that our hunted prey has been slain.
I will allow it this time.
We will. Oops, that was not the thing I wanted to do. We will
go off camera.
We will turn off my camera for some reason. Do I want to make a?
Honestly, better that way.
Yeah, let's make a hunter's aim strike to get that +2 circumstance bonus.
Do you wanna just move like a little bit down since you have a large creature in front of you?
I mean, corner to corner, no?
It does, since you don't have more than 50% of the creature. You have just under 50% of the creature.
If Kashak feels he would be inflicted by cover, he will actually move 5, 10, 15, 20.
If you move 5 feet down because of this, you would have over 50%.
The point is, if he's going to move at all,
Okay,
he's going to move out of the room. He's getting the hell out of here.
With the large Oski there, it does give it cover. However, if you move there, you no cover. You're good.
So he will spend the second action to move out of the room, and then we'll shoot a regular strike.
Okay.
Let's roll that. 21. And
unfortunately, that is not going to hit.
Sheethra, seeing and hearing Kashak hunt this target, will then strike out herself.
Do it. I dare you.
Natural 4 for a 17. That is unfortunately the lizard's turns. We're working. We're doing our thing.
Turn.
Have faith in the lizards. They will come through.
Twinkle Toes. Your lizard bros are struggling, but you seem to have found some purchase of success. Can you do it again? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 20, 25. Slash at this guy. There's no panache, so no confident finisher, no precise strike. This is just a regular slash.
Correct.
But I'm gonna do it with the cane, so this will be bludgeoning damage rather than piercing. With the sheath, not the cane. Sheath, not the blade. $19's not gonna do it.
No, unfortunately not.
No. I'm then just gonna step back to here.
Okay.
Actually, to there.
Okay.
To there.
End of your turn?
Yeah.
Daniel, go ahead and roll me a D100.
What?
Can he even hear? Can he even hear us? Is he alive?
Daniel has been kidnapped in real life.
Is he aware of our existence?
He's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Oh, that is so sad. I wanted to involve him.
Oh, now he's not.
Oh, it's coming back.
Yeah, can you not hear me?
No, you were completely frozen, and we could not hear you.
Though. What's up, big guy?
Yeah, hey, I didn't realize you were going to be here. Welcome, Dan.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 to see whether or not Oski eats his words.
Okay.
Wait, that'd be so amazing.
Okay, here we go. 21.
Is this more pawning off GM rolls onto the players for low accountability?
Not low accountability. I just want to include the people that you are all forgetting.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
We're trying.
It's okay. I believe in you. Not a lot, but I do believe in you. Oski, is your turn.
All right. Oski is going to first action lay on hands himself. Spend his final focus point.
Ben, I have taken my 2 hit points.
Yes, thank you. 2 hit points.
Good call. I will forever forget that.
Yeah.
He is going to. Oski's a tank. He's gonna stand and bang. He's not doing any of this dipping, ducking, dodging, diving. He's standing and banging. He's gonna attack and then raise his shield. That's gonna be his turn. Come on. Okay, all right. That's not flanking, but I think that might be a crit. 35. I think it's 1 off of a crit.
It's not a crit. It is a hit, but it is
And I think it's
Just-
AC 28, AC 26 with flanking.
just not a crit.
Oh, okay. It's still a hit. I'll take it. Ooh, good damage. That's 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, it is by far the biggest hit that this creature has taken thus far, but you can tell, again, just this almost perfect sculpture has been so intricately carved and so well imbued with magic that it fights as a real knight. And though you are able to slam into it, just this layer of armor, both like literal and figurative, is just keeping it from taking as much harm. So it's
Chipping
it is
away.
taking damage, and that was the biggest hit it has taken. But it is still seemingly relatively unperturbed. Is that the end
That's
of
my
your
turn.
turn?
Raise shield. That's my turn.
You gotta get out of there.
Well,
That's not what
Oski
Oski would
and
do.
Shithra, please roll me a reflex saving throw.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shithra is stuck. She cannot leave that room.
That's why we're trying to lure him away
know.
from the door so he can. So that she can.
That is a
Not
30 for
alive.
Shithra. 30 for Shithra.
Oski?
A 27 for Oski.
Both are actually regular successes, so you'll take half damage. So that is 7 points of damage each. 7 slashing
Okay.
damage. Oski, coming in at you with 2 attacks. Oh, buddy. 38 on the first one.
That's a normal hit. Holy crap.
It's a normal hit. That'll be
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and trigger shield block.
Why not?
11 points of damage reduced to 0.
A 38 on the dice. A 38 adjusted is an 11. And
I
then
will
0.
tell you, that is minimum
That's
damage.
sick. That's sick.
It is minimum damage.
For all the times we get one point critted and it's max damage, that's coming around full circle.
Theoretically it
38
evens out,
is
right?
0 damage. Yeah, I like that.
Second attack is a 32, so still a regular hit.
That is so annoying. That's a hit exactly. I want you
Oh.
to know that right now. That's a hit
I was-
exactly.
I will let
Which-
you know that
which-
I was much more confident about that hit than I should have been.
Well,
That's a
32,
hit
that's
literally
nuts.
exactly.
I thought you were sitting at 30. You're 30 without the shield, right?
Well, because I did lay on hands, I've got the +2 to AC right now for the
Oh.
round.
Okay. Well, that is 14 points of slashing reduced to 12.
All right.
Kashak. Your friends are just getting slapped around with a stone cloak and a stone longsword.
Yeah, and certainly after the last miss and seeing that this creature has not shed its skin, he's going to shout something out in Uruksi to Shithra to the effect of try to get around that creature and get in this doorway. She is then going to try to tumble through
Okay.
and stride away. So first action, attempt to tumble through. Where's my good die? Yeah. 21.
That is success.
Yo.
Okay, she's got
Crappy reflex
she's got
speed.
speed 30, which would be that's a lot. 10.
So I'll give you a hint here. You can go 10.
Okay, take control of her. Yeah, do it.
You can go 10 here,
Yeah,
20,
yeah.
25,
25, 30.
and then, 30 or 30 if you want to go there.
That's what she would do.
Is that blocking your view of the creature though? Is
Do you know
it
what
like-
she would? I think she would stay here, knowing that she's like relatively safe,
Okay.
and then strike at the creature.
Okay, by all means.
That is a 29 to hit,
That is a hit.
and that is my hunted target.
Last time I checked, yeah.
That is 12 points of piercing damage, only 1 point of precision piercing.
Okay, yeah, so you watch as her bite just reaches around the ankle of this creature, and you hear the stone crunch, but Sheethra just lets out this mewling sound as it's clearly painful, though it doesn't physically damage her mechanically. It's clearly painful, and she doesn't quite get a good grasp on it because it is so damn hard that she is biting into this solid stone. So she pulls away, you see the tooth marks, but they are just minuscule in comparison to this creature.
Kashak's doing some mental math on the veterinary bills for that and how many potions he'll be able to afford after that. But do I feel like there's some cover in place if I were to strike this creature right now?
Oh, that's an interesting question because
Tough.
Sheethra is mechanically large, but like lizards are super low to the ground.
It's entirely your call. It's just about whether I take a regular strike or 100%.
Yeah, I would think where she is more horizontally large than vertically large versus Oski's vertically large, less than horizontally large. I would say that you still don't. You're not going to suffer cover from Sheethra.
You know what? I actually don't have a third action, so I think that Hunter's Aim is just kind of the best way to go about it. Just get that +2.
Sure.
So let's do it. That is a 30 to hit.
A 30 will hit.
Okay, excellent. We're talking about 11 points of piercing damage and 5 points of precision damage.
Okay, all right. Chipping away.
That is what we're talking about, and that is what the lizard's turn will amount to.
Yeah, you're just seeing all of these like hairline fractures as these arrows are bouncing off, as the teeth are pulling away, as the shield pulls away. Just all these small fractures, but none of them are coalescing yet into that same kind of cascade that Twinkletoes managed to elicit.
It's stressful for Kashak. He's used to fighting living creatures. He's used to fighting mostly like beasts and animals. And knowing when he's found purchase in an arrow shot is huge for him. He's not like the smartest kid in the class, so like to like have something he has to like critically think about with his shots is stressful. So I think that he's like a little bit concerned about what he's even contributing, if anything.
Well, and you're watching and just all of these shots that would be on living creatures, kill shots, like straight to the heart, straight to the lungs, straight to the brain.
For him, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how do I do this differently? Exactly. Yeah.
But you're still waiting for that last little push that connects all of these spider webbing hairline fractures into the cracks in the armor that you need. Twinkletoes, you're up.
Okay. So I'm going to start by hyping myself with a little somersault.
Okay.
Whether that be an acrobatics check.
It's whatever your performance
acrobatics check to perform.
Yep.
Real quick. Natural 14, 29.
Oski, what's your will DC?
That exceeds mine too.
29.
Yep.
29? Yeah, so you see like all these heads just kind of poke around the side of the statue. Just give you like a nod, like a thumbs up.
Okay.
And
alright.
that positive affirmation from your teammates just emboldens you to execute your next actions with a certain panache.
It's like reverse Bard.
Yeah, it is really.
You're taking courage away from us, like you're taking time to power yourself.
It's like bards inspire others. We're just conceited. We just need the attention, and then we're good.
Here for the glory.
It's not even like all swashbucklers. It's like specifically your type of swashbuckler.
Right.
Yeah. No, like let's be real. This is a little bit of a self-insert. Okay.
We play role-playing games to express various forms of ourselves.
Yeah, I've said multiple times, every character anyone's ever played has a piece of themselves somewhere inside of it. It's about finding it.
And you've only killed 6 or 8 slivers of myself, Jack, so... Bits of my personality that will never again see the light of day have been killed by Jack in various role-playing games that he has
and I'm
GM'd.
Thrilled about it.
You've got panache. What would you like to do with it?
First, I would like to take a healing potion.
That's a good call.
I would recommend
Thank
that.
That's a
actually.
good call.
I would strictly recommend that as a GM.
I'm gonna take a minor healing potion.
You sure you don't want
No, a
that?
lesser healing potion.
Sure you don't want that
Still lesser.
mod that Mr. Runewolf gave you?
I do have one. I'm just gonna go for the lesser right now. One of my friends might need that mod, but
Just
more
throwing out
than
an
I do.
option.
Lesser healing potion does 2d8 plus 5. Yeah, no, that should be.
Surely you won't need more help than that.
I rolled an 8 and a 6. So 19 points of healing.
Okay.
What? Third action, I'm gonna straight up.
Okay. Oski, you are now flanking. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Oski is going to first action, I think, bash out at this creature.
Love it.
Seeing the Twinkletoes approach and give this statue a moment's hesitation somehow. He's going to... Oh, that's a nat... Oh, I think it's the same roll. Yeah, it's another 35.
35.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
It's just a regular hit.
I know it's
Yeah.
36 for a crit. I know it's AC 26.
All right, that's all right. Still a good hit,
Enough of
still
a
a good hit.
threshold to where it's like lowered by a couple.
Until then,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you could hit the
Well-
threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I had amazing damage last time, crappy damage this time. That's only 11 points of bludgeoning.
Yeah, barely anything got through on this one.
Yeah.
You like skim the edge of it, and you leave like just like a chalk line along
Yeah.
the
Oski,
length plate of
with
this
his
thing.
second action, he's going to look around at his allies and say, I've stood strong as long as I can. I need a moment's respite. And he's going to take his second action to move, go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, hopefully leaving an angle for Kashak still that's as far as he can move. And then third action, draw out a potion.
Okay. Is it not on a bandolier?
A bandolier's not on my character sheet. I feel like I would
All
have
right,
a
say
bandolier,
less. Moving
but
on.
it's not on my character sheet.
It's not on your character sheet.
Biblical words to use there, Ben. That's law.
I'm just being honest.
That
I'm
is-
just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
being honest.
appreciate that.
That's law.
I do appreciate that because bandoliers are decidedly broken.
So do like to draw them if you do mention them. So if you tell me you have one, then it's probably on your character.
Yeah, Sheethra and Twinkletoes, please roll me reflex saves.
Yeah.
This creature spins once more. I'm so
35.
glad I haven't had to use an action to move in the past 4 rounds.
35.
35?
Yeah.
Okay. Sheethra?
Natural 18 and I'm a master.
That is, I hero pointed a natural 4 into a natural 6 for a 20, which I believe is a regular failure.
Even without your evasion, Twinkletoes, that is a critical success. However, Sheethra does unfortunately fail. She will take 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh! Dan, go ahead and roll me a d100.
Come on, Dan. Roll well. You know what good is. I know you
boy.
do. Roll well.
What does roll well mean?
I know you know. You're being coy. Don't do
Roll-
this.
58.
Just
Just D8.
58?
Yep.
Okay.
He just teleports into the chamber. He's here.
He's here. He
All
is
right.
the statue. He
Master
emerges
of
from the
number
back.
and in charge.
Chest of the statue.
Twinkletoes, does a 35 hit you?
Doth indeed critically.
Critically, you say? Oh,
Yeah.
right, you're not Oski. Okay.
Not all of us can be Oski. I mean,
All right. If you're sure it's a critical,
If you say so.
it's gonna be 27 points of slashing damage. Second attack against you. Final action. $29, so that's still gonna get you.
Still.
Only for 18 this time.
Points of damage?
Yes. Slashing,
Okay.
specifically. But, on the bright side, that's the end of its turn. And, Kashak, you are... What is this, round 10? Has anyone been keeping track? I haven't.
I don't know.
I'm the
Kashak-
first to admit that one.
Kashak pretty clearly thinks this is time to go.
Yeah.
So in Iruxi, he's going to call out to Shithra to, one last chomp and let's move on. And so she's going to take a strike. That is 21 again, or 22 against flat-footed, which is not going to do it since the armor's not shed. And then she will stride 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to get to here. Kashak in common will call to his teammates, Twinkle Toes, I hope you can get out of there quickly, because I think it's time to move on. Oski, get your green butt back in here. He's going to take let's take a Hunter's Aim Strike.
Okay.
One big arrow coming in. How's a 25 against you? 20,
You already know
28?
the answer.
Yeah. That is a miss! So, it's time to go. It's time to rock and roll out of here.
Next up is Twinkle Toes.
Wait, so, I am going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45
In one action.
in one action.
In one action.
So absurd.
Woof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, first, may I do a precise strike on him before I go?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Natural 17 plus 16. That's 33.
It's a regular hit.
Okay. So that's 2d6 plus 4 for a precise strike.
Okay.
Oh, double ones. So 6 points of damage.
Yeah, you don't even scratch it this time as you strike out. You make contact with the stone, but it just, the tip of your rapier just slides across. Doesn't even leave a scratch.
Well, I did that with the sheath, so it was just like a very floppy
Yeah,
black.
again, similar
Yeah.
to Oski's situation where you're like swinging and you make contact, but your hand just hums with the reverberation of hitting a solid object and imparting zero force into it.
You got to hear, I think. I think you got to hear with one movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
45.
action, third action.
Third action, I'm gonna take that moderate healing potion.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oski.
Oski is going to step, drink a potion, and raise his shield.
Okay. Go ahead and roll out the healing.
I'll also take my 2 hit points there.
Yep.
3d8 plus 10. Okay.
Bastro, can I get a D100 from you?
Oh my god.
Come on, Bastro. Get in here. Hop in here right as we're leaving. Come on. You know it's fate.
26.
No
Four.
idea what this means.
From around the corner. all
No
of you now see.
way.
That's what this is.
a headless, armored
Didn't see
creature
that coming.
riding a horse made out of shadow and flame.
Yeah, everyone please run as far down the hall as possible.
Time to go.
I can't get into the hallway as the hallway is currently set up.
I will
As it
fix
rounds the corner,
Guys,
it raises this sword that begins to just smoke and emanate this black, viscous, burning smoke off of it that drifts up to the ceiling. And you just hear the reverberation. You dare enter the halls of Frefereth. You will be my next victims. And it spurs the horse forward. Doompa-doompa-doompa-doomp. It goes very fast because it's an undead horse. That's the end of its turn.
God. Everyone meet the new Bastro.
This is Dan's backup character.
I would like. Oh wait. So the person who wrote this adventure, or at least this dungeon, did a great job of taking classic Pathfinder monsters and putting a twist on them. However, what he did was he put the exceptions to the regular stat block in the book, and
Classic Pathfinder. Yeah.
not just the full stat block.
Yeah.
So I have these are the differences. Now go check the other stat block for the rest of its abilities.
All the time. Advanced golems, variant ochre jellies, all that stuff is like, yeah, you just have the regular ochre jelly stat block like in your back pocket, right?
Understand it, so there aren't multiple tables, like official tables out there to confuse people. It's
And
just
it's a printing and editing conciseness issue, right? Yeah.
that as well. But at the same time, you know.
Yeah, like if you make a printing error and it's AC 30 in some books and AC 31 in other books, you're gonna have a forum of 500 posts complaining about everything.
Yeah. I just roll an attack roll. This is against Oski. He's got a. Did he raise his shield? Does anyone
He
remember?
did. He did.
My shield is up, yes.
Okay. He throws the sword at you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he throws it at me.
Throws the sword at you.
That feels like a bad strategy. I'm not gonna judge him just yet. That feels like a bad strategy.
That is a 34 to hit.
It hits. I'm going to, because I think the cinematic opportunity here cannot be missed, I'm going to shield block the strike, and he tries to deflect the thrown sword essentially, so I'm shield blocking it.
That is going to be, I rolled my d8 off my desk. There's going to be 24 points of damage. Reduced to 12.
God. Okay.
This sword
Reduced to 10.
slams into your shield.
What
and then
type
it just
of damage is this?
is slashing damage. And as
Reduced
you
only to
feel the impact, and when you
10.
think the sword would just drop to the ground, this burst of smoke just emanates from the other side of your shield, and you watch as the smoke reforms in his hand as the sword.
Oh, this is horrible.
Returning.
Yeah.
Why a sword?
Oski's just gonna shout, "Run!"
Fly, you fools!
Oh, you fools.
That is the end of Frefereth's turn.
That's his name.
The halls of Frefereth.
I heard Refereth.
Freffereth, because that's his name.
I had a cousin named Frefereth.
Oski, it is your turn.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Hold
that
on,
was
what?
that was in between Twinkle Toes and Oski.
Wait, no, he just.
I
Oh,
just went.
It was supposed to be in between Twinkle Toes and Oski. Yeah, it's my bad then. The statue's gonna go, and I'll just move him in the initiative order. Boop. Go ahead and roll me a reflex save. Twinkle Toes and Oski.
Does Frefereth also have to roll this, or is it 5 feet?
I think it's immediately adjacent.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
An efficient 5-foot step then.
I would only worry about it if I tell you to roll.
Me too.
Yes. That's fine. You've got evasion.
Yeah. And I keep rolling
I'm
rocks.
sensing another natural one from Oski.
It's not a natural one.
But I want to hear Twinkle Toes first.
Okay.
I already said it's 32.
32. You're fine with evasion. You are scot-free. Oski, what did you roll there, buddy?
17.
Oh, it's just a regular failure. You're fine.
Thank God. That's huge.
But there was a second there where you feel like your feet were leaving the material plane, but you managed to stomp one of your heels down at the last second to keep your balance. You still take 15 points of slashing reduced to 13.
13 points of slashing. All right.
But you're not prone, and that's the important part.
That's very important here.
Kashak. You are
Kashak is-
reunited with your best friend
Oh,
in
it
the
doesn't
world.
have another attack? Oh my god, what? Thank God.
Massive. Okay, it is going to shift. So Kashak is going to call to Sheethra to F off. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to get to here, and then just like 5, 15, 20, 30 down the hallway. He is then going to ready an action that once all of his homies are in the door, he's going to close the door.
Okay.
That is 2 actions to ready, and he will use his reaction for that round to close the doors once his friends are on the other side.
Twinkle Toes, you are being chased by a demonic flaming smoke horse and a large statue that seemingly wants to kill you. What would you like to do?
Would like to try to make an impression on Frefereth.
Okay, go ahead and roll a diplomacy for me.
Okay.
You do have to spend 1 minute talking to him first.
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait,
Can't
this
remember
is.
why.
Do you have quick impression or swift impression? The skill feat?
I'm trying to remember what it is. Maybe I didn't take
You're
this.
being serious about this.
There
thought-
is a
yeah.
skill feat that reduces
Yeah.
the amount of time you
I
have
think
to make an
it's
impression.
quick impression.
Yeah, I took untrained improvisation instead of that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Dang! So many things that almost made it onto the character sheet that I thought I took that I
And those are,
didn't.
of course, the things you remember way better than what actually made it
Than
on
what
the
you
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
took.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
This cool feat I don't have.
Really dope feat. Oh, darn it.
You're still more than welcome to take a minute to try to make an impression.
No, I'll just make a quick performance check, a fascinating performance on it.
Let's get another good look at these while you do that. That's the nightmare.
The horse
Props
is
to
so cool.
Paizo artwork.
And then the headless knight in full plates, with this gleaming longsword that he just chucks and it reappears as smoke in his hand.
The horse is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse is really
The
cool.
horse is honestly the better art, but
Yeah.
still really cool. He was there, and this was writing. Yeah. What was your result on the on the performance?
7.
27.
Yeah.
So you have panache.
Well, I already had panache. I'm specifically trying to fascinate him.
Oh. About that.
He's undead.
Seems like he gives no heed or head to anything that you're trying to do.
Boo.
I already had panache. I was literally just trying to weird him out a little bit, make him a little confused. It was a crapshoot before I dashed off with my 90 feet of
It's
movement.
absolutely worth a shot. I love it.
It is. And
You
as
need
you
a
make
lot of movement.
15,
As you make your
20,
performance.
25, 30.
you feel as though it did have eyes just floating there above that were watching you.
Oh.
And as you are making the performance, you just feel this cold, piercing hatred
Oh, I don't like
fill
that.
you
I don't like that at all.
as you are trying to impress it. It is.
I dash away with a little more steam in the step.
Yeah, some pep in said step, for sure.
35, 40, 45, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35,
I think with Sheether in the way,
40,
that's the.
45. I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Very good. Oski, I will say you're quite lucky I made
I'm
the
holding
mistake
on to one
in
of
the
her
initiative
legs,
order because you are up.
which is about the size of me.
Yeah, like a tree trunk.
Oski's gonna take one final shield bash before he makes a run for it. And of course, it's a 25. Doesn't matter. Second action's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Third action, 5, 10.
Once he gets on the other side, Kashak
Yep,
closes
25
both
ready to
doors.
action.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, Kashak, seconds after Oski passes through and you slam it shut, you feel this whoomph as the tip of the longsword just penetrates through in between the double doors, and you see it come through, slide to a halt just under your arm where you're pushing the doors closed, and you watch it dissipate in that thick, black, acrid smoke. You feel the
very
temperature
cool.
just like drop across your body as this thing evaporates, and like you watch as the smoke just curls back, sucking through and back in through the door, and the sword disappears. That's where we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to see what these gals and guys do next. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. How you guys feeling?
Better now.
Like, that was very close.
I cannot understate this enough. You all stared death in its non-existent face, and just remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure that creature is horrifying.
It's like me.
Kashak, you slam the door closed. That sword impales perfectly in between. Had you closed it any later, there would have been a sword coming through into Oski's back.
Mm-hmm.
It dissipates into the smoke. You hear the sound of these spectral hooves against that stone get closer and closer. Just on the other side of the door, you feel the temperature drop around you. Your blood, already cold-blooded, runs cold. The smoke, this burning pitch smoke, begins to emanate from under the door. You feel as though your breath and your heart stop for a moment before the smoke recedes and you hear the hooves get farther and farther away. You all are out of initiative. What would you like to do?
Get out of this temple. Get out of this temple. Like now.
Where are you all going?
It
is...
Oski dismisses the enlarge spell and the spirit link spell.
Okay.
And I think just screams because like Oski is covered in blood from the spinning cloak ripping him to pieces, the stone swords. He literally just like lets out this shriek and then follows as quick as he can behind the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
You all make it back up those steps. You travel through this underground tunnel for a ways, back up to those steps into the chapel, the now preserved chapel of Eredin. You make it back out. The guards, the two gray cloaks who are posted in the chapel, hear you coming up. They have weapons and armor, or weapons and shield drawn to whoever comes out first, but they see your face. They see the condition that you're in, and they just stow their weapons. They give you a solemn nod as you make your way out. They don't even say anything to you. They see the condition that you're in. They say nothing as you pass. They open the ropes that had been tied off at the door to let you pass. Where do you all go? It is currently now probably 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at this point, as you all had gone down there after a full day's of research and talking with Captain Runewolf after making it over to the Ascendant Court. It's been a long day, not to even take into account the last 30 minutes that you all endured. Where are you going?
Do we want to sit down at a pub, lads, and just like relax for a minute before heading home?
I cannot walk far. I need healing now.
Let's just sit in the street and just do this. You know, let's get everybody back to full health and then head on and go home.
Well,
yeah, I mean, just down the street, you see there's like a sign for like the Terrific Snapdragon, which appears to be some kind of social drinking hole. You all make your way into there. You grab a seat. Relatively cheap. They're running a special, since it is Jack. What is Saturday in Galarian calendar?
Star Day.
Thank you, Emily Grace.
They're running a Star Day special, so you're able to get decidedly cheap, but still cheap drinks. Somebody
I again want to emphasize, Oski is more blood than skin.
Yeah.
He has 8 of 110 hit points.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh, baby. Almost got you. The unkillable Oski. You spend 4 copper on 4 drinks, more if you'd like. It's dollar drink day here at the Terrific Snapdragon. And you all can take the requisite time. I think, Oski, if you wanted to refocus, doing so here, despite the environment, the community aspect of this social watering hole is perfect for a Maslodite
Maslodite's table.
to be able to refocus, as long as you order at least one appetizer. So throw in another copper.
How much is everyone down? So I can just do the math really quick of how many 10-minute increments I need to spend here.
Kashak is minus 44.
You're down
minus
44.
36.
Sheethra is down, I think 69.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Let me do some quick math here, and I'll get back to your will with how long it takes for us to get.
Excuse me, 59. 59 for Sheethra.
Not so nice.
Not as nice.
At some point, I'm assuming this is going to take at least 2 hours, because that is a lot of health that I'm hearing is missing. So in 10-minute increments without your oracle, it's going to take a while. About 2 hours after you're here, a couple of rounds have gone through. Some people have bought you drinks because they see that you guys are in a rough shape, and it's dollar drink night, so might as well be nice, right?
Thanks, guys.
So at some point, you see a crew of Grey Cloaks actually come into the tavern with you all, and among them is Runewolf. And he sees the condition that you're in, and he pulls up a table. He orders around and orders some food for you all. So the rest of your tab for the night is covered by Runewolf. He sees the condition that you're in, and he says, I see you all have run into a bit of trouble. But
Yeah, it's pretty nasty down there.
I'm happy to see that you all are still alive.
2 hours, 10 minutes.
2 hours,
total.
10 minutes? Yeah. So, like, just as you're finishing your last refocus is when Runewolf comes in, and he starts grilling you lightly. Says, any information, any updates? Did you see anything down there? What was the condition of the catacombs?
So, fought two giant living-esque statues of Knights of Oski. What's
Eridan.
Right.
There is something down there that is
And then-
to say the least.
And then there was this very demonic-looking headless horseman that I think called himself Freferath.
Very, very bad, whatever's down there.
Yeah, like
This was-
headless horseman looked like, really, really scary. He did not like my dancing.
This was within the first two chambers that we entered. We entered the main hallway, and then the main room had these foes within them. We did not see how much farther it went down, but
We did destroy one of the statues before we had to.
save ourselves.
So he's taking in this information, and he like leans over to one of the other Grey Cloaks, and like whispers to him. They pull out like a little book. It seems to be almost like a whatever your equivalent to a pocket Bible would be for Galarian, and like hands it over after flipping to a specific page. Hands it over to Runewolf, and he says,
These.
Exactly. Yeah.
Probably just
it
like that,
looks
yeah.
exactly
Wow,
like that.
actually that, yeah.
So, Midsummer Night's Dream, courtesy of Will's mom.
Yeah.
That's our prop department coming in clutch.
We worked really hard on the production value of this. And he looks to you all and he says, the Prospecti were... and you'll remember that the Prospecti was the sect of Eridan worshippers that this catacomb belongs to.
Yeah.
He mentioned that in your last meeting. The Prospecti were secretive even amongst the Eridanites. I can't imagine what tricks and traps they must have laid for anyone who deigns to enter their holy catacombs.
Yeah, it really sucks to have to fight them, because I'm like, I know that
The
relatives of
statues.
Eridan are the bad guys,
The statues were certainly some sort of trap, as you say. But I believe that Fefreth is something that may have taken dominion over the temple in its time.
See, that's
I
what
think at
caused-
this point, Oski is going to interrupt
Sure.
Runewolf and just like slams his fist on the table and just goes, "I'm sorry, Runewolf," and he looks over. I think at he like glances at Kashak really quick, but then looks at Twinkle Toes with like this sort of desperate fire in his eyes, and he's like, "There is no way that thieving woman took Bastro down there. We still don't know where he is. There's no way that she took him down there."
I understand your consternation with the missing persons. This, you said her name was Feati.
Peyote, Felice, depending on
With
who
the
you ask.
Copperhead, correct?
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, we were aware that they had contact, the Copperhand, with this group, and with the Skinner, but no, they had no, they never brought others with them, so that doesn't fit the description. That doesn't fit their MO. They only ever brought their
Popped invisible or
their
something. but-
goods, the things they wanted to pawn. But in terms of Frefereth, he rolled a natty 19 on his religion check.
Nice.
So
All right.
got that going for you. He says that was the name of a famous knight of Eredin.
Oh, crap.
Someone who must have been entombed below. From your description, it sounds like you're dealing with a Doulahan. A Doulahan.
Say what?
Jack's
Say
reaction.
what? Say what?
Jack's reaction was priceless right
It
there.
appears
Like
that
three-
It's having a similar reaction. I can feel it.
Yeah, we're like 3 levels too low to be fighting that thing.
I will say there is a
Now,
difference.
What?
There is a difference. All right, don't take your first
You
edition
had to think about the chat
conceptions.
block.
Don't take your first edition conceptions of these creatures.
What is it called?
It is a Doulahan.
A
Particularly
dual hand?
A
Doulahan.
Doulahan. Dullahan. And he says these are particularly powerful knights and warriors who have been wronged in some way or left this world with regrets left unfulfilled. And if he had been interred here with these regrets, and something were to have happened to desecrate the catacombs, his spirits might have resurrected as this Doulahan to haunt the halls that this, whatever wrong has been done might be righted. It will be a powerful foe and one that will not rest until you've fixed whatever slight has come across him. Though you may destroy whatever undead form he has taken, it will reappear in some time shortly thereafter. You must solve the whatever ails the spirits
Source
before
of
you can-
corruption, root it out.
before you can lay it to rest.
Alright.
So that is what I can tell you about Frefereth. Though I know little of his actual exploits, surely there is something, some marker of his grave that might be able to guide you onto how you might put his spirit to rest.
Wolf, we sincerely appreciate the information and your assistance, but as my compatriot Oski has mentioned, our friend Bastro must be our highest priority and is certainly not in that chamber. I am sure that we will cross paths again as our investigation will certainly take us into that chamber at some point in the future, but we would ask for your leave to abandon this place and to search for our friend once more.
You don't need my leave to leave a tavern, but again, I would be forever in your debt. If you were to bring at least word of my men back when you do make your way back to the catacomb.
We do plan on it.
We will do so, of course.
And again, like, orders another round, whether or not you all imbibe or just head on your way. He gives a hearty salute and a cheer as you head back to the Precipice Quarter to bed down for the night.
I got pretty sloshed. Should I roll a fortitude?
I'll have you roll one in the morning.
Okay.
And Oski is like eating himself into a food coma. He, especially once it's Rune Wolf who's paying. Oski is ordering like slabs of bacon, like all the food, because he is he's feeling very vulnerable right now. So
go ahead and roll me a will save.
He is filling that void in him with just consumption. Will save.
Will save.
Oh, that's a natty 3 for a 16.
Whatever boon had been bestowed upon you before, the same hunger that gnaws away at your desperation gnaws away at the divine warmth and the divine light that had entered your body. The minor boon of Mazluda is no more.
Gone. All right. That seems fair. Seems fitting.
However, something else happens, which I will tell you in a minute once I go back to my notes in a separate Google Doc in a separate folder.
The life of a GM.
Yes. So you all make your way back. Is anyone doing anything once you get back while I pull this up real quick?
It's back to home and it's back to the books for us. I think we were so far off that we need to
It's
just
like
go
1
back to square
a.m. now,
one.
though, isn't it?
By the
Like,
time you get
yeah.
back, it is easily 1 if not 2 in the morning.
Back to home, sleep it off, and take the next day to go back to the books and
Yeah.
back to square one. We made a huge mistake and we need to just sort of fix that. and remedy it.
We did make a mistake, but I don't think our logic was wrong, because
No,
like if someone who I cared about went missing, my first instinct wouldn't be let's read for 8 hours. You know?
Agreed. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I think that the thought process was right. We were just so obviously wrong.
Yeah, and that's the reality we have, right? Is
Yeah.
that's almost like more shattering. Is like
Right,
crap.
exactly.
Like we were so wrong. We were so wrong, and we were too hasty, and whatever else might be kind of going through our minds. But yeah,
do either of you like take care of Twinkle Toes' drunk ass when we get back to the apartment?
yeah, because
Oski definitely does. I mean, Oski's gonna like whip you up something to eat really quick before you go to bed. He'll make sure
Yeah.
you're drinking lots of water. He'll maybe even make you some like fancy tea before you go to bed. Or at
your
least-
big boys
and
got
make
you.
sure he has you drink it, something like that.
Oski, you gain access to the focus spell Overstuff.
What?
You
Oh.
gain access to the focus spell Overstuff until your next save.
I know that
Okay.
spell. It's
Do
actually-
Good spell.
All right. Do I gain a focus point
No.
or just have access to the spell?
You have access. You do not get a focus point, but you gain access to the focus spell.
Wow. All right. Cool. I'm gonna read about that for the next 5 minutes. Cool.
It's a very funny spell.
Please continue. You all are making meals, bedding down. Anything else before you rest?
This is amazing.
I'm gonna cry
Ben, I
for a
think you
bit
see where I'm going
about
here.
Bastro, but going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's a
high key-
shameful go to bed for this one.
High key, I'm crying myself to sleep tonight. Yeah, for sure.
You all, after various qualities of rest, presumably a lot of consternation, a lot of fitful sleeping, a lot of self-reflection, continues throughout the night, but eventually you all do get to some form of rest and awaken probably relatively late, 10, 11 in the morning at this point, when you all fully arise to consciousness. It's day 6. What would you all like to do? Day 6 of downtime.
We have the ledger, right? That's what
You have-
we've
Yeah.
exhausted the journal. We have the ledger left. So I think,
Logbook,
yeah,
ledger.
we did
I'm
dig
gonna
into-
do I'm gonna do thievery on the logbook
Okay.
and papers.
As a reminder for the logs and papers, underworld lore, Absalom lore, accounting lore, or other lore that you can make a case for. Otherwise, society, perception, thievery.
I'm going to make a case. Well, actually, never mind. It's worse than my perception. I'm doing our party
Maybe a
is
perception
cursed right
check
now.
from me. Yeah.
Our party is cursed right now because we're missing a 25% of it. That's a horrible curse that Oski would have insight into with curse lore.
Yo, this is some stretch.
Some meta stretching.
I can feel the silly putty in my hands as he's stretching it. Yeah.
I can see the hole appearing in the middle as it weakens.
So, it's not as much of a stretch as I think any of you think it is, but it is not the most applicable lore. So you can roll it, but I'm not going to give you a sense of where on the scale it is.
You can't tell. Okay, I'm going to roll curse lore just because I want to.
Sure, by all means. I will.
Yeah, because our friend isn't missing or anything. So.
The perception DC has to be the highest DC, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Perception
right.
has to
For
be.
And you
sure,
also
for
and
sure.
Oski also, like whatever mechanics you want to put on this, Oski knows that Kashak can only roll perception. That is the only thing that I can do.
Yeah.
So go ahead and everybody, we got a perception, a curse lore, and an thievery.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
It's a 33 perception from Kashak.
God, natty 4. I can't roll well to save
What's
my
your total?
life. 13.
13. Okay.
I'm gonna hero point my 3.
Okay.
To a 17 on the die. So a 30.
The hero
30
point
thievery.
encounter.
30 thievery, that is a critical
Yeah.
success.
Yes!
Hmm.
Twinkle Toes is a hero of Abs.
Yeah, confirmed.
Hero
Uh,
of Astro.
you all managed to pass the next threshold.
Heck yeah.
Have we
Fiati-
dug into the ledger at all yet?
No, we have.
A
I've got
little
few
bit.
crit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
but
we've
not
gotten
much.
4 successes from society and 1 from thievery so far on the Copperhand logbook.
Okay.
I think Bastard got 2 crits. With
You
society on
find
it.
that in the course of their meetings, Fayati muses about the fact that she notices something. She notices that the skeletal statue where she did the handoffs with the cult always had a different number of brass holy symbols of Eridan hanging around its neck.
Will, I cannot tell you how upset I am that the doctor is not at this part of the adventure. Oh my god.
She suspects that they were using the holy symbols for something, but she was never able to figure out what because she was never allowed past the statue through the double doors into the catacombs.
Raising a Dullahan.
All this Eridan stuff. Oh my god.
So there was always a different number of brass holy symbols of Eridan around the neck of the skeletal statue. She believes that they're using him for something, but she has no idea because she was never allowed through the double doors.
And this is the skeletal statue that we encountered before heading to the right to encounter the Raptors.
We can assume so.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a skeletal statue that you all saw that had 3 brass holy symbols of Eridan
3.
hanging
It had
around
3
its neck.
when we encountered it.
when you encountered it. Yes.
Interesting.
Furthermore,
When she says different number, is it like going up and down, or does she just say it's
always-
Any
always a
indication
different
of how
number.
many?
always a different
always
number.
a different number?
She
Okay.
never makes any specifics. What
Mhm.
she's saying is that every time she goes there, at least since the last time she was there, it's a different number.
Right.
It's like one time she went there and it was like 10, and then one time it was like 2, and then
We
one
just
time
have
it was
no
like
idea.
7, and she's
Yeah.
like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
Was this a checking system?"
Could be like it could be the depletion, like if there were 15 to start with, and they keep using them up to make more undead or something, or
I
like
don't
they're
think we have
I
enough
don't know.
info
I have
to-
no idea. Yeah.
I was making a coat checking, like, but
Oh.
Furthermore,
what?
you, get a-
Wincing, okay.
you all earned a little more insight into the backstory. Last we left off with Felice's backstory.
Oh.
She had met a contact to some form of cult. or at least the seer. She made a contact of the seers. She begins to spend what money she has left, the rest of her inheritance, to have the seer cast daily divination spells, attempting to glean any information whatsoever about this person that she's looking for. And when I say daily, I mean multiple divination spells every day.
So expensive.
The problem being that she had no information to go off of, so she had to spend a lot of money to get anything because they were very likely to fail. But eventually, after almost 6 months of spending thousands of gold per day and exhausting her inheritance, she gets a name. The name of the person responsible for her father's imprisonment. Eliana.
Are there any notes about where she was going to meet this seer? Any identifying information about this person?
Not yet.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Day 7.
Hours.
Dan.
Dang.
You're a good friend, but I don't know where you are.
That's
No
okay.
idea. No idea.
No clue where you are.
Do you guys want to roll any
Seriously,
checks, or you just want to give up?
obviously.
I just want to give up.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
I mean, I'll end the stream right here.
I want to intimidate the book to tell me where Dan.
I want to intimidate Dan to reveal his secrets.
Oh, the best part is Dan doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Go ahead and roll your checks. Are we doing the same things?
Same thing.
Same check.
Yeah. Should I?
It's a little better. It's a little better. That's a lot better. A lot.
I have a plus 11 in society and a plus 13 in thievery. Should I stick with thievery since Bastro already got 4 successes in society?
You would
That's
know
not
that
gonna-
that's not how the research
Yeah,
system works.
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
success you get doesn't matter. It's just about the number
Yeah,
of points.
so
So
the way
those
this-
DCs are not.
Yeah.
I don't think likely to be that different.
The way it works
So I don't
is
think
each,
it really matters.
each applicable skill has a DC depending on how applicable it is to the content. So you could roll the same skill every single time until you've exhausted all of the research you could get out of it. It's just how applicable is the skill to, and generally, the lore skills are the most applicable versus general skills being the least applicable.
Oh,
So
there's a lot
Kashak's,
more on this one then.
yeah, so Kashak's idea that perception is the hardest DC is correct because
Yeah.
at that point you're just looking for any like inconsistencies, not even like really searching through the information, but
Yeah.
just finding the inconsistencies, finding like a loose letter or note, things like that.
Imagine reading a
Triangle
book.
looks like an eye.
Imagine reading a book in French and you have no idea how to speak French or read French at all, and you're trying to figure out where your friend is. Like
Yeah.
what am I doing?
So
That
go ahead and tell me the
triangle looks
skills.
like an eye.
Yeah.
Tell me the
Like,
skills
what?
and your roll for today.
I have a perception and is a 33 again. Natural
Oh.
17.
Yo. Oh, we're no longer in a tavern. I'm
Kashak?
sorry that Siren escaped us.
You can be in the tavern if you want.
A 33 perception from Kashak.
Did you guys go back to the library to keep doing this?
No, home.
Home?
I think on the second day maybe we went back to the library because I'm
Day
doing
one was
Absalom
definitely
lore, so
home.
I would want to compare to like.
I will say that
uh,
you did know already that you would have gotten a +2 to your religion and
+2?
Absalom lores
Yeah,
Oh.
for
+1.
being in the library.
yeah.
But then let's go to the library. Yeah, day 2.
Day 2's in the library, for
Definitely
sure.
Day 2's in the
Yeah.
library. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the +2, Twinkle Toes, what did you get?
26.
26. Okay. Oski, curse lore.
21 curse lore.
23 curse lore.
Oh, all lore checks get +2?
No, but this one works because of the
Hey,
library that you're in.
Hey, 23. All right. I'll take it.
And Kashak,
It is a 33 perception.
33 perception. You don't get a bonus because you're in a library. Why would you get a bonus for perception because you're in a library? That is, in fact, 2 critical and 1 regular success.
Oh,
which means that I don't know if anybody's counting me out here, but you got exactly up to the threshold yesterday, and then gained exactly 5 more today, which means you get another threshold.
That's huge.
Then we went to the library, folks.
Interestingly enough, going through all of the logs and ledgers, you discover the location of a very prized dead drop in the coins district, where Fayati left the most valuable items that she had stolen, as well as a sum of cash should she ever need to leave the city. This way it was kept away from the rest of the guild, not all of whom she trusted, and was a last resort in case she needed to leave the city and start her enterprise somewhere else.
Someplace you'd go if you kidnap someone?
It's a dead drop. It is not a safe house. So it is like a
mailbox.
Hideaway. Yeah, a mailbox, basically. But
I was
So we
hoping-
need to check that to see if it's empty, to see if she's left. ASAP. Do we know the location of it?
you know the exact location. Would you like to go to the dead drop?
I think
If we can do that in the same day,
Yeah,
we
you
do
can
that in the same
day.
then yeah, I think all of us go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
So,
Astro's right there.
Bastro is
Stuff down mailbox.
in the dead drop.
Ah.
You all make your way to the coins district. There is like basically like a code that you all deciphered for the specific street corner. There is a lamppost on this street corner in the alleyways of the coins district. You find it, and it's almost like a geocache because you know where it is. But you have
Yes,
to look
I love.
around.
That's exactly what I was picturing. I love geocache.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
And after searching every single lamppost down this street, eventually you find one where at the very base there is a brick where right where the lamppost meets the brick sidewalk, the lamppost has on it just 5 marks that look like they've been carved in, that are painted in copper, that look like 5 fingers because 4 are placed up and 1 is off to the side. And so you jimmy the brick that's right under it, and it pulls up to find a lesser bag of holding.
Whoa.
Oh?
And I'll give you
Open
that one
that
for
up.
free.
Open that one up.
Oski, go ahead. Theoretically, you would need your whatever. I just found this out because of listening to a different podcast, but we've been doing identification of alchemical items wrong. You actually need an alchemist lab to identify alchemical items, but you will have an alchemist lab.
We have that.
Yeah, back
It's
at
just
your
at
your
the
apartment.
place.
But go ahead and roll me a craft check, and I'm just gonna roll this over for all of the alchemical items because there's a couple of them. Anyone else
All right.
can also roll a religion or whatever magic,
Good roll, final.
whatever magical skill that they are trained in to identify, because there's stuff in here. There's
I-
like capital
Hey.
S. There is capital S stuff in here.
I'm trained in nature, but not magically. Is that gonna matter?
No.
Okay.
You can roll it.
I can roll it.
I'm gonna roll
As
religion.
long as Oski can provide the detect magic aspect, you're good.
Ooh, natty 17 for a 26.
20 on the nature check.
And craft, Oski?
29 craft.
Sick. Does anyone have a society that they can roll for an appraise?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I have a plus 11. Anybody have anything better?
Nope.
I've got a +0.
Jack,
I
get
was-
that sheet. Get that sheet ready.
It's I'm stretching.
25.
This was your treasure section for the last
Oh, sweet.
hideout.
And we
that
only
you-
have to
For the
divide it
hideout,
by 3
yeah.
instead of 4.
You
Nice.
just did other things in between.
He didn't even hear it. He didn't even hear it. He's not even listening.
It's not even listening.
What was the society for the appraise?
25.
I think
25?
you said? Yeah.
That is a success. It's about 150 gold pieces of assorted coins, jewelry, valuables, gems. So, just as straight up trade value, 150 gold.
Okay.
Alchemical items. 2 moderate healing potions, as well as
Moderate.
2 bark skin potions.
Cool.
All right, that's cool.
Dope.
You find a scroll inscribed with the spell Locate.
Another one?
Another one.
Cool. Objects only, guys.
You
objects
find
only, that's right.
a consumable talisman known as a dragon bone arrowhead. A dragon bone arrowhead.
I think Oski should keep that.
I'm sorry, what did you just say out loud to me right now?
Who said that?
A dragon bone arrowhead is literally carved from dragon bone, hangs on the shaft of your weapon when you activate this talisman until the end of the turn. The affixed weapon gains the thrown 20 feet.
Oh wait, I actually can't use it. Yeah.
Yeah, thrown 20 feet weapon
Use it.
trait.
Oh, Oski could definitely be Captain America.
And when you make a
That's
Captain
awesome.
America.
when you make a strike with it, it flies back to your hand after the strike completes.
Shut up.
So it essentially gives the weapon that you're using
so
the
cool.
returning property for 1 strike.
Just for one.
For
Okay.
It's just
for 1 strike.
Yeah, but still, for 2 seconds, Oski could be Captain America.
Shock sees this, what he immediately knows to be Dragonbone Arrowhead, and he is like fawning over it like he's meeting his favorite band. He is like seeing this
Yeah.
item and like almost crying, and then Oski tells him what it does, and you just see every ounce of like joy and emotion fall from his face as he realizes like it's completely useless to him. As much as it is significant to him, like from what it is literally, he is like, yeah, Oski, I think you should, right.
Yeah, Oski's just like,
Yeah, I think-
I'm just gonna take that.
I think
Even
it's-
Twinkle Toes.
I think it's best. Yeah,
I think Twinkle Toes is
Well,
looking
he-
at that
he-
too.
He's having that conversation and
Yeah,
looks
okay.
over at Twinkle Toes like, I mean, do you want, like, do you want in or what?
I mean, it would be cool, but I think it would be just as cool if you used it, if not cooler, possibly. Possibly.
I'm just gonna go ahead and affix this to my shield. Then,
Go ahead, go ahead. I will-
So, I will clarify for
Yep.
anyone who's watching. It's supposed to be affixed to a melee or ranged weapon with the thrown trait. Talismans are not good in
Oh.
this game, so I am removing that requirement.
Well, no, affixed to,
Appreciate that,
affixed
GM.
to a melee weapon, no?
a melee or ranged
have
weapon
the-
with the thrown trait has to
A
have it.
melee weapon or a ranged weapon
Oh.
with a thrown trait.
Yeah. Fair enough.
There we go.
I'm still removing that because talismans are not great in this game.
It's a really weird usage requirement because the only items that are given thrown property are
like spears and axes.
melee weapons, which then become
Yeah.
ranged because of the thrown
Yeah.
trait. It's really weird phrasing, but it's affixed to a melee weapon or a ranged weapon with a thrown trait.
Yeah,
So shields for sure.
I like the idea of talismans in this game, but they are so expensive for one-use items and they're so niche that I feel like with just a little bit of tweaking, we can make them great. We can make
See-
talismans great again.
Just gotta.
Exactly.
But
One word: spell hearts.
that is a
Okay.
different. That is a different thing.
They act like talismans,
But they
they're
are not talismans,
consumables.
and we will not have that conversation because none of you need spell hearts, and I don't want to go there until somebody does. That is
I
a
mean,
think they had one
you
to do.
silence your mouth.
that is a conversation
Ed
we will
wants to
have
go
later
there.
when it's applicable.
Yeah. Bastard's
Don't
gonna
even
come
get me
back,
started on Fulus, okay? Don't even get me started.
Bastard comes back. He's like, guys, I found all these crystals. He got like 7 spell hearts.
Yeah, there's some insane stuff that they put out with Gods and Magic.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's great.
That are
All the new
consumable-
items.
Magic.
That are
There's the secrets
consumable
of magic.
talisman-like items for magic casters
Cool.
that are just ridiculous. I don't. They're just ridiculous. So I'm not gonna have that conversation until I need to. Moving on, the next smallest thing that you find is a rune, which you successfully identify as a staunching rune.
A what?
A
What?
staunching armor property rune.
Okay.
Basically, it increases or decreases the DC for you to stop.
Oh yeah.
It's either persistent effects in general or just bleeding effects. I don't remember.
Persistent bleed.
It reduces the DC that you need to roll at the end of your turn to overcome a persistent bleed effect.
I think we're just gonna roll off on that, to be honest.
Well,
That's
let me
useless on Oski.
let me finish because I am adding loot,
Go on.
and
Is it to make up for a missing party member?
this is the loot that I'm adding.
A Bastro. We find a Bastro.
We find a bastard.
It has two purposes. The first purpose is a reward for having done so well so far. And because I'm having fun in this campaign, I'm being nice and giving you things.
Num 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 num.
The second reason is
He likes us guys.
a preemptive apology
Oh no.
for the things that you are about to face.
Oh, that's so awful. Oh, that's
yeah,
the worst.
I actually hate that. I hate that.
Preemptive apology is the worst two words you could have ever put in your mouth and out of it in this campaign.
As a
So the
GM.
first thing that you find is what's known as a Spell Guard Blade. It is a +1 striking main gouge that when you use it to gain AC, it also gives you a +1 to saving throws against spells.
I want it.
Oh, what?
It is
that sounds
specifically-
incredible for Twinkle Toes.
It is
And it has
specifically
Twinkle
for
Toes' name
Twinkle
written
Toes.
on it.
Yeah, right? Like that's made for Twinkle Toes.
The next item that you find is a set of full plate. It is a set of victory plate,
Oh,
which is
I'm
a
blushing.
+1 set of plate. It is damaged because normal victory plate includes a resilient rune. You're not getting the resilient rune. Oski, this is for you, by the way.
I
But-
wanted this.
But victory plate has included in it a tunic with 4 fields. And as a reaction, when you defeat a creature, you can emblazon your victory of that creature on one of the 4 fields. And later, as an interact action, you can enact one of those fields. So you essentially get 4 charges. You can enact one of those charges to get a bonus against creatures of a similar type.
Yo, that's so cool. This is like Armor Bane.
Does it expend the field?
It expends the charge, but again,
Yeah.
if you
you
defeat a
could
creature,
refill it.
you can refill one of the 4 quadrants.
And it will only ever be immensely useful because you will have already known like what creature
Yeah,
you're fighting,
yeah.
and you will probably not fight that creature again. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's
this is
type of
really
creature,
cool.
not specific creature.
type,
so it's
even
like-
type of
it's
creature.
like-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's even
Um,
better. Yeah.
Like aberrations.
Like
or
aberration, yeah. If you de-
Humanoids.
If you defeat an aberration, you can emblazon one of the 4 fields with the symbol of your
That's awesome.
victory over that aberration. And then later, if you're facing an aberration, you can touch that field as an interact action to gain bonuses in combat.
So,
But
Will,
if
just
you-
so I understand, this is victory plate is typically +1 resilient full
Yes.
plate. What I have found, or what we have found, is +1 full plate.
Correct. With the other
Okay.
with the other victory properties.
Other qualities.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not giving you a 600 gold item. I'm giving you a 300 gold item.
That's fair.
Could he have expended it for, like, if he had defeated an aberration, he puts it on the field. If he fights another aberration, can he expend the charge and then refill it with the aberration he's killing at that point?
Let me read the actual text.
Yeah.
Because I was giving a summation. Victory plate. It has a bright tabard featuring a distinctive coat of arms divided into 4 fields. The insignia magically records your recent victories, displaying 1 triumph in each of the 4 fields of the coat of arms, allowing you to call upon those victories in aid of your future battles. As an activate reaction, the trigger being you kill or destroy a creature of level equal or greater than your victory plate. So It is an item level. We'll call it 8 because it doesn't have the resilient rune in it. Once you get a resilient rune, it'll go up to 9, the regular level. As a reaction, you can record that victory. You direct the armor to commemorate that victory. The coat of arms armor tabard shifts to incorporate heraldry related to that slain creature, and the victory is recorded. As a 2-action activate, once per hour, you can touch one of the tabard's 4 fields representing one of your victories to recall your triumph over that creature. The creature vanishes from the tabard, and for 1 minute, you gain resistance 5 to a damage type based on that creature's trait. So, for instance, if it was an aberration or a fey, you would gain DR5 to mental damage. Celestial would be good damage.
It's armor bane.
Yes.
It's like bane, but for armor.
It gives you resistance to the most common type of damage those types of creatures deal.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very cool.
So we'll go over this more in detail later, if you want to. But you can just look up Victory Plate. It's Victory Plate minus the Resilient Rune.
Yeah, I got it. That's really cool.
And right now it is at item level 8 because again it doesn't have that Resilient Rune.
What if we put that sick staunching rune on there? Maybe that item level goes up.
Furthermore, you also find for Kashak
Me.
a set of ghoul hide armor. As well, it's a +1 hide armor made out of ghoul skin that gives you a +1 to your saves against disease and paralysis. Furthermore, Kashak, to give you equitable gold value in this free gifting, you gain a number of magical arrows that are all bundled together in a little sack. You get 2 beacon shots arrows, 2 sleep arrows, 2 sky serpent bolts, and 1 very valuable enfilading arrow. ENFILADING. Enfilading arrow. Go ahead and look that one up. It's a lot of fun. 2 beacon shot, 2 sleep, 2 sky serpent, and 1 enfilading. Could be pronouncing that wrong, but here we go. As well as the ghoul hide armor.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
This is insane.
Wait, this is the coolest thing ever.
I can't wait for Jack to roll a natural 1 when using this arrow.
You fire the arrow, and then they roll a reflex save.
Yeah.
It has removed itself from my own failures. It's proof.
I will be honest. Jack did get the slightly higher end of the gold value, but most of his things are 1 use. So
That seems totally fair. Yeah, because he's got a lot of single-use stuff for arrows.
Yeah.
And again, I will mention this is both a congratulations gift
Now, hold
and
on.
an apology.
Refunded.
We only find 3.
Astro?
Yeah, we only find 3 congratulations gifts. Does that mean that Bastro's dead?
You find the things that I told you found.
Corner.
Hey.
See Bastards dead body.
But you have not yet exhausted the information out of the logs.
We return to the library.
Yep.
Well, we go home, we sleep, then we go to the library the next day.
Day 8.
What EG said.
Kashak sleeps in the library, hanging upside down like a bat.
Go ahead and give me your skill checks.
Yeah, stand check for Oski.
Same.
Oh, natural 20. Natural
There
20.
it is.
Natural 20.
That's gonna make up for my 24 perception.
Look at those.
And my natural 1 Absalom lore for an 11.
You don't have any more hero
What?
points?
No.
29 curse lore.
You feel like you guys are on the verge of a breakthrough, but you don't quite gather enough information today to.
Was it a crit? Was Curse Lord a crit at least?
It was because you rolled a natural 20.
Okay, good.
But you guys gained 3 research points. You would have needed 5 to get the next tier, which means
get 2 successes
you
tomorrow.
only need 2 successes tomorrow. 2 regular successes tomorrow. Which I'm assuming you all continue.
Yeah, we go back to the library again.
Second verse, same as the first.
Day 9.
Oh my gosh! Actually, yeah, that should have been a 31 Curse Lord, but it didn't matter. Forgot about the +2.
Hey, yeah, the natural 20 pushed it over the edge. So
Yeah.
go ahead and do those rolls.
I have a sick 28 perception for you.
Okay, that is 1 success.
I'm not kidding. It's another natural 20.
Here he is.
It's actually 20.
The desperation sets in for Oski.
And a
Oski
21
play.
Absalom lore.
So that is 4 research points. However, that exceeds the amount of research available in the book. Fiati makes a note. A very recent note, actually. Which mentions a specific gambling den. It is known as the Den of Lost Coins. She went there after a long day of just robbing people blind, and went to gamble some of the money, hoping to turn an even larger profit. She got a bit drunk, she admits, and said a few things that she shouldn't have, because she was attempting to meet with the cult after her supposed earnings. And while she did turn a profit, the proprietor of said den ended up tailing her, which she noticed. Because the problem was that she was going to meet the seer to pay off some of her debts. And a man by the name of the Harlequin had followed her from the Den of Lost Coins to the location of the seer's laboratory. She worries that her secret of working with the seer and with the cult might have gotten out to a broader audience, but says that her penance is almost done and that she'll be out of here before anything could fall on her anyway. But she does make note that the Harlequin knows.
Okay, so we gotta go to the Den of Lost Coins and find the Harlequin and ask him where the Seer's laboratory is. And...
Astro is the Harlequin.
Furthermore, you gain the last little bit of her backstory. Poor and destitute after spending the entirety of her inheritance just to gain a name, she begins to steal, beg, plead, borrow anything she can do to make a bit of coin to pay for one more spell. Eventually, she gets good at it. She gets good at stealing. She gets good at thieving. She gets good at even some dirtier work. Anything to make a coin. Eventually, she starts a small group that she has working for her, a den of thieves that might funnel money into her efforts. Though she can afford fewer and fewer spells, she gets better and better and eventually is able to get back to the pace. And now having a name, Eliana, eventually she's able to gain a face to go with the name. A location, even. She's in Absalom. She's stayed in Absalom. She's been in Absalom this whole time. She continues to check in regularly with the seer, with the divination. But recently, The divination spells have stopped working. Something has changed. Something is preventing the magics from going through. And it's making her fearful. This has never happened before. She's afraid of what might happen. And afraid of the new faces that the seer is seeing around Eliana. She's making plans. She's planning her revenge. She's accelerating. She's accelerating the plan she has to trap Eliana's parents the same way Eliana trapped hers. She's paid half of her debt, but the other half she needs to come up with quickly.
That's juicy.
I gave you 2 in 1 because I realized I didn't tell you the last one when you got the loot because we were focused on loot. So it was all.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
It was all together.
We got distracted by the loot.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Real desperation across the board from Fayati's writings.
That's what I'm
real,
getting. Oh yeah.
deep existential fear.
Where is it? You all find that
Destroyed this girl's entire life.
according
Yeah,
to her,
You ruined
ruined
her.
her.
You ruined
entire
everything.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oddly, I'm thinking about that quote from The Princess Bride, where Inigo Montoya's like, "Revenge has consumed my life. I've never known a world without revenge."
Yeah.
Like that's, I feel like Fayati right now.
Yeah.
She's like Inigo Montoya if he didn't turn out to be a good guy.
She's Sasuke Uchiha. Like.
Yeah. It is the other side of the coin for sure.
my
Right?
God.
You can make you better, or you can make you horrifyingly worse, and you can. It's kind of up to you. But she chose to turn down a weird path.
Edgelord Fayati.
Edgelord Fayati.
That's her stat block title in the book. Actually, I got spoiled. That's what it says in the book. Actually, just assume that form. She's a regular Fayati.
Yeah, Jack looks up every stat block once Will says something, so
Why not?
he knows. Yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
Yeah.
Jack already has both a PDF and physical copy of the Agents of Edgewatch AP, which is why I've had to change so much.
Open every time we play, and in my hand, always at my desk. Thank God for virtual sessions.
The only way you can get away with it. Where was it?
Looks down at the dude to make sure that he's lying about the correct number.
You all make your way to the Puddles District, the location of this so-called Den of Lost Coins. It is explicitly a gambling den. I had a whole gambling game planned out, which we might play at the top of next session, but I want to make the assumption that you all... No, I don't want to do that. We will settle the price of the information, but go ahead and roll me a diplomacy. Somebody.
I have
Probably
I'm an expert in diplomacy. Okay.
My 0 is going to be pretty useless.
I've got 12, but Twinkle Toes definitely is higher.
26.
Think about the three of us rolling into a gambling den. We literally look like Twinkle Toes is some kind of bizarre kingpin, and we are like her bodyguards. Like that.
No, that's exactly what.
Why would anyone assume anything else in a gambling den of all places? Like she is some sort of drug lord or weird like
and she's got
mafia
her, like
boss.
two heavies behind
And
her.
the two green men is just like her heavies. Exactly. Why would anyone assume anything else?
We're going to do something a little bit different. Because Daniel has been such a great guy, I am going to put a pin on this scene because I do want to play this scene out.
We're gonna cut.
But we are going to cut forward because I do want to end at a certain place, so we might go a little bit long. But I want to put a pin on the gambling den scene because I have it, but I want Daniel to play the game. I want Daniel to play the game.
Welcome to the weird things
Yeah.
you're forced to do as a GM, where each story is the way it is.
So we're putting a pin, and I want everybody to remind me that we are putting a pin on the Den of Lost Coins.
Okay.
Put
Alright.
Kind of lost coins.
And we're going to
Help
start.
us out. Twitch Chinese to help us out as well.
We're going
Everyone's
to
accountable.
start with the Den of Lost Coins. I'm marking down Twinkletoes 26, but we'll see how that manifests next time. The Harlequin agrees with you to show you the way to the laboratory, to show you the path that he shadowed Fayati or Feliz, however you prefer to refer to them, her, and show you the entrance that he saw her enter. The price of that information will be determined at a later date. But for now,
When we play out this scene.
when we do play out this scene, yes.
Okay.
It's a gambling den. I don't know what you all expect. And this is the owner of said gambling den. The Harlequin
Fair
leads you
enough.
through the streets of the docks, through the streets of the northeastern corner, or northwestern corner of the Precipice Quarter, up into the Ascendant Court, up to the northern side of the crater that forms the basin in which the Starstone Cathedral is set. And along the rim, they lead you to a graveyard. And he opens one of the tombstones, one of the coffins. Very similar, in fact, to an entrance under a cemetery that you all have been through before, though this one is specifically in a different location. This tombstone leads down, unlit, into a dark hallway some 40, 50
Buddy
feet
once told me.
below. And you get to a landing with a heavy set, plain stone door. What would you like to do?
Check for traps.
Roll a perception.
Good call.
I say, Kishot, can you come look for traps? You've got better eyesight than I do.
Help. 19.
As far as you're aware, there are no traps on this door.
I don't see anything.
I look for some sort of mechanism to open it. A handle, a lever.
It doesn't appear to have a handle or a lever.
Do I notice whether any of the edges have like scrapes or anything that make it look like it opens a specific way?
It doesn't appear to have any scrapes on the side facing you, but you don't know what that implies.
Yeah,
necessarily.
Shock will just, like looking at Twinkletoes, will just push either side, like testing which side it opens from.
You push on the door, and it does, in fact, open in to a room beyond.
Yeah.
As, Kashak, you open the door, the smell of fetid, rotten flesh wafts out into your faces. A dull, red glow hangs over the space beyond the door. You are met with this iron tang of blood, so thick that you can almost taste it. The smell of death lingers in this place. I will, for no particular reason,
Uh-oh.
Why-
Map?
put
Why
you
does this place exist in the first place?
on a map
Where are we?
This is the Sears Laboratory.
Why? Like, what is this? But what is it? What are we? What is this place?
What an interesting question you pose. Let me just finish revealing, and then I should probably
Placing.
polygon reveal. That might be easier.
Can't imagine what is on Earth going on.
Okay. We're gonna go to the map.
Yo,
Oh, that's
what
a
is
bloody body.
what is that blue fire?
Oh my lord.
You enter into a rather large chamber. What appears to be a mixture of laboratory and prison. To your right, there's 2 stone tables apparently connected by brass tubes into the wall that run into some kind of mechanism in between them. A table set out with all manner of supposedly alchemical items, flasks, vials, notes, books are scrawled across. And on the other side, a number of cages in which you see a variety of skeletons or half-decayed corpses. But in the corner, a strange, almost ritualistic setup of black candles and an odd blue-flamed circle with some kind of diagram in the center. On the southern table here, you see what appears to be an entirely flayed humanoid body. And on the northern table, you see a twitching form of some humanoid creature. Gray-skinned, strange markings and cuts along their body as if they'd been recently operated on. What would you all like to do?
Perception check on the cages.
Sure.
Who's in them? What's in them? What's going on?
You said it's this northern table here that has the body that's potentially still living on it? Did I?
You can certainly try to identify that.
That's what Oski's going to try and do then. He's going to try and identify if he's going to maybe walk up there and see if it's still alive.
Go ahead and roll a medicine for me. What's the check on the perception?
18.
18.
If I'm not trained in medicine, should I do perception?
I'll do it because I have the untrained improvisation.
Just to figure out if they're alive or not. Yeah, you don't have to be trained, so you can go ahead and roll it.
Okay, I'll do perception.
You can also do perception. That would, yeah.
It's a natural 2 for a 13.
The 3 for a 10 for medicine.
You can tell that this creature is breathing, but that's the best your combined knowledge gives you.
What does it look like? Like a human elf?
It appears to be a human-ish shape.
Gray-skinned.
Yeah, it's gray-skinned. Along its right arm, you see that it is like covered in feathers, which are obviously out of place on this humanoid figure. Like, its right hand up through its shoulder, covered in these like gray feathers, and the left half of its body, its face seems to be covered in like a multitude of eyes, like far too many eyes. Some of which the lids are open, like halfway, lolling eyes, just shifting about the room, like looking past you, not looking at you, because it's clearly unconscious. But the eyes seem to run down, and they just keep going down the left side of its body. You look farther down, it's virtually naked, save for a loincloth figure. And it's got these scars, these abrasions, these stitchings that seem to just, like, barely keep whatever ragged breath within this tortured corpse. and you notice that all of a sudden, a few of the eyes open in unison and look at you, Oski. Daniel, how does this creature react upon seeing their old friends?
You see this creature start opening its multitude of eyes on its left side of its face. Each eye just red crimson, blood red almost, looking at Oski up and down. And then the right side only has one eye. You see the one eye open slowly, and all the eyes focused on Oski. Kind of just hear this raspy breath as you hear, another dream, another hallucination. When will this end? And you kind of see the eyes almost like start one by one start to close again, almost. His right side eye is still looking right at you, but the others are slowly closing.
Is there any
do we
resemblance
recognize
to
anything
Yeah.
about him? Like,
Yeah, is there any resemblance at all?
other than the weird, like, wiry red hair?
The only resemblance is it's Bastro's voice. You hear Bastro.
Okay, it is his voice.
If it's Bastro's voice, then Oski will go up and lay on hands instantly.
Go ahead and roll, or you don't roll for healing. How much?
No, it's just 24 HP, 24 HP, and
24
then
HP?
plus 2 to AC for 6 seconds.
Bastro, you are up to 30 HP.
Oh, we're back.
What is happening?
Bastro, after getting that healing, all of his eyes open up again, and you kind of see him watch him like sit up slowly a little bit, laying on this stone tablet, and he just looks at Oski as Oski's hands is on Bastro. It's just like, this does not feel like a dream. Oski, is that you?
Bro, what's wrong? What happened to you?
What do you mean? It's me. It's Bastro.
Oski's gonna again spend a second focus point, and because realizing that and hearing him say this is Bastro and
You
seeing
cast
the state he's in.
Overfull on him.
No. Cast he lay on hands. 24 more HP.
All right.
And he's like, and he's now like when he lays on hands, he's almost like Bastro said he sits up. He's like cradling Bastro's neck a little bit. He's like, Bastro, what happened? Where are we? What's going on? And he's like looking back at Twinkle Toes while he's like talking to Bastro. Like, what do I do? He has no idea what's happening.
Twinkle
Bastro-
Toes is in like complete shock. Like the main gouge that she just got is on the floor. Like she dropped it in shock, like at hearing his voice.
Bastro is going to look at Oski first, cradling him, and also Twinkle Toes following Oski's initial gaze, and is just going to be like, "What? Help! I can't believe. Where am I? Last thing I remember, I was going to buy scrolls from Johnny Greenfoot. I'm glad you guys found me. I guess last thing I remember was a bunch of swirling colors appearing and smoke appearing out of nowhere, and I felt this breath on the back of my neck, and I just saw darkness after that." And Bastro's gonna start like trying to like move to get up, and he's also gonna like as he's moving, he's gonna look down at himself, and he's just gonna start screaming.
I think.
What is this? Who is this? What's happening?
Oski just clutches you. He like brings you in for a big bear hug and is just like holding on to you, like trying to prevent you from, like hurting yourself or panicking, and it's just like, Bastro, I don't know what's going on. It's going to be okay. And he's doing this and like looking at Twinkle Toes for some guidance, but she's frozen. He looks back at Kashak and he's just holding Bastro. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, at this point, Kashak has turned to like stare at this monstrous creature that has Bastro's voice and is so confused, but once it starts to panic, whether it's out of preservation for noise control or just fear that his friend is panicking, he will help Oski just control and isolate Bastro and subdue him.
Twinkle Toes is like looking around, like looking for something to fight to like try to help her friend, but there's nothing there, and she's just panicking and breaking down, like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, you see a few more things as you're looking around. There are these two like chests, these wooden chests on the ground next to each table. Along this northern wall, you see like multiple husks of corpses that are just chained by the arm to the wall, like just falling forward, just clearly just corpses, but they are like mummified, desiccated husks, and just these like thick spider webbings that are running along this northern wall. You hear this like faint hum coming from this, it's hard to tell, this panel. You see a number of levers and buttons here that seem to be of the same make as whatever pipes are running into the tables, and you see that the tables have these little spikes that are popping out of the table that have been going straight into Bastro's back as he was lying there. These like hypodermic needles that had been placed into him as he was lying there. It is gruesome.
Do I have any idea what's happened to him?
Bastro is not even listening to Twinkle Toes or anything. He's just screaming, Peter, 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 where's Peter?
You could roll an occult or an arcana.
With my untrained improvisation?
This would be an identify or recall knowledge, so no, that is a trained action. If anyone is trained in occult or arcana.
Oski is for occult. Yeah, he is literally like bear hugging, like clutching Bastro in this embrace, and just like, Bastro, we're going to find whoever did this. We're going to make this right. Don't worry. And none of it's getting through, obviously, because he's just hearing these screams. But he's gonna try to take a second and like look around and take in what's happening and roll occult. Come on. It's a 16. It's a bad
16?
roll.
So you are unsure of specifics. However, the clear condition that Bastro is in immediately brings to mind the idea of flesh warping.
Okay.
Where a sentient creature has had, whether it's arcane, alchemical, or mechanical modification well beyond its intended structure. A flesh warp is a creature that has been unnaturally modified beyond recognition. And with the apparatus, with the condition that you find, again, Bastro ? To be in, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Though you don't really know specifics, you just know something has changed him.
Yeah, and Oski will take a second to, like, he's holding Bastro and like sort of pull Bastro to his shoulder for a second and like whisper that to Kashak, and maybe like once Twinkle Toes comes over, he'll share that information as well once she's closer. But he's not letting go of Bastro as long as Bastro's panicking. He's not letting go. Is Peter anywhere to be found? Like, do we see Peter at all?
Bastro, you yell for Peter, and this chest here just begins rattling.
one? The southern one, or
The northern
the northern
chest.
one?
It just
I
begins
run over to it and
rattling.
try to open the lock.
It is actually unlocked. It's just latched down, so you can flip the latch. Dan, would you like to describe the creature that pops out of the chest at Twinkle
Oh
Toes?
no.
Yes. The creature that flies out as soon as you open the lid of that chest is, in fact, Peter. You recognize him to be the white dove that's normally accompanied by Bastro, except this dove now has these black, almost markings across its part, almost like black ink that's marked across its white dove body. And it, like, at first you almost see, like, it almost looks like random black ink splatters, but you sort of see, like, every now and again, like, after you're looking at it for like a good 10 seconds, some of the ink splatters, like, it's like small circles that slowly opens up into the form of an eye, and then will, like, randomly close as well. So, like, these markings on this white dove are moving, but you don't, like, that's it. Like, that's all you see is just, like, small circles opening up wider and then, like, slowly, like, getting smaller into, like, slits, like, as if they were eyes. And you see this creature
Just
fly
blinking.
out,
Like they.
almost winking, yeah. You see this creature fly out as soon as you open the lid, right on top, and, like, land right on top of Bastro's chest, where Bastro's, like, kind of being, like, laying down, being held by Oski.
Twinkle Toes, you also notice that there's a variety of like, equipment that is in the chest as well.
Do I recognize the equipment?
The main thing that you see is this breastplate that is on the very top of this pile of stuff. It's like this bright blood red breastplate that is sitting directly at the top of the pile of gear. If you want to pick through it, you're more than welcome to.
I shall.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to see if it's Bastro's stuff, like,
you don't
that
find
I recognize.
you don't find anything that you would have recognized with Bastro. None of his gear, none of his, you don't find his blue leather, you don't find his purple pants, you don't find the staff that he had. You don't find anything that was on Bastro when he left you. But there is a set of gear, and as you're appraising it, as you're looking at it, it is clearly fit to Bastro's form. You're unsure as to the purpose of a lot of it, because a lot of it is seemingly mundane. You have the hint that it might be magical, but you don't have by yourself the inclination to be able to detect that. You would need help from Oski to determine if any of it's magical, but there is a apparent full set of gear and clothing in this chest that appears to be sized for at least roughly the figure that is standing or sitting on the table behind you.
I, like, scoop up the clothes and, like, bring it over and just, like, put it down, and I'm just, like, trying to see if any of the, like, clothes jog his memory, but I'm like, I don't know what to do because, like, I don't recognize him, and I'm freaking out.
Bastro, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
I have a hero point. I'll just use it.
You do have a hero point.
That was a natural 2, and that turned into an 18 for a total of 29.
Bastro's back.
Yeah!
So it takes you a little bit of time, and this is kind of represented by just, like, everything that you're feeling, everything that you're sensing, especially now that you have some extra sensory abilities as well, not just extra sensory, but literally extra sensors for various senses. It takes you a minute to comprehend and be able to process the information that your brain is receiving right now. You find 2 rings. The breastplate is mundane, although it's this, again, it's just this like blood red breastplate with these like long pauldrons off of the shoulders. 2 rings, one of which you identify to be a ventriloquist's ring, one of which you identify to be a ring of discretion. The breastplate has it actually does I might have misspoke. It does have a +1 rune on it, the breastplate. You also find what is known as a perfect droplet. Let me just bring that up. A perfect droplet gives you resistance to water effects.
Pocket that.
And attacks by water
Just
creatures.
kidding.
Also, after you cast a water spell, by activating the droplet, your body becomes mist-like. So until the end of your turn, you can move through enemy spaces, treating each square as difficult terrain, but you cannot move through creatures with the water trait.
Dope.
You also find a set of boots. They are soft landing boots. So they allow you to essentially catch air as an activate reaction upon you falling. You can essentially gain the effects of feather fall for 1 minute.
Cool.
Furthermore, the last thing that you find is a set of hand wraps. They are +1 striking hand wraps.
Those hands.
But they also have an additional rune on them. I need you to roll another Arcana check.
Yo, I'm so hyped for what this is gonna be. What?
Oh, very good. Roll 15 for a total of 26.
Total of 26. That is going to be enough. They have a +1 striking rune, so you get a +1 to attack rolls. The damage dice is also, you roll 2 of the damage dice since it is a regular striking rune. The hand wraps also have an energizing rune on them.
Ooh.
An energizing rune with a reaction. If you are hit by acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic damage, you can use a reaction to imbue your weapon with that damage type.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you use the reaction, until the end of your next turn, any strikes made with the weapon deal an additional 1d8 damage of the triggering type. So if you take fire damage, you can use a reaction to energize your hand wraps with fire, and until the end of your next turn, your strikes with those hand wraps will deal an additional d8 fire damage. And that is Bastro's gift and apology.
That's awesome.
Don't actually pocket the perfect drop. Just like so.
Yeah,
clear.
all the stuff in the chest, bit of fourth wall here. That's Bastro's gear. You can't have it.
I found it, so.
Twinkle
Anyway.
takes all of it and runs.
You will watch as Bastro slowly dons the items and the armor. And you watch as the greaves are placed, these blood red metal greaves are placed over his legs. He wraps his hands slowly, crushing the feathers on one side, the eye sockets on the other of these arms. As as he wraps between the fingers, over the hand, over the forearm. Finally, he dons this blood red, dark crimson breastplate. And it's as if a fresh breeze is brought swiftly into the space from the door as it slams into the wall, already open, now ejected almost off of its hinges. This breeze radiates and expels across this room. The breastplate itself begins to glow, and what was originally a solid red, you watch as individually a shape appears. First, a black wing pointing up, and in clockwise fashion, two white wings and another black wing and a white wing form across the chest plate and the greaves. As Peter begins to glow, all of you, all four of you, five if you count Peter, all of you.
Hey, Will, were you looking at the artwork when you said that description, or?
I might have gotten the order wrong, but
okay.
There are. Is it 3 white and 2 black, or
3 white and 2 black? Yeah.
3 whites and 2 black wings in a concentric pattern appear out of the light emanating from the chest of Bastro. As Peter begins to glow on his shoulder, all of you hear this voice. A voice that up until now only Bastro had heard. The voice of a woman who says, "You are not done yet." And that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we hope to see you next week as we continue the story of the Heroes of Absalom on a non-Super Bowl Sunday.
I've never had more questions. I've never in my life had more questions than now. Ever.
I only aim to end sessions with more questions than I started them with.
Insane.
Have a great
Insane.
week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.